here at TGA, but this time we're going back to the title that started it all for him a decade ago. Here's the first ever look at a beautiful remake of Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, originally created by director Joseph Fares. Incredible, and how perfect that right after the world premiere of Brothers, we have the award for Best Family Game. These are the games that bring families together or tear them apart, depending on how dirty you play. And the nominees are Disney
What up, what up?
Island.
Give me a thumbs up if I'm coming through loud and clear, just in time to see Pikmin win Best Family Game.
And Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And the Game Award goes to Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
What was Doug Bowser like under the stage?
This is shared with all the teams at Nintendo that worked on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. In my experience, the team...
Hey, Caveman. What up, Wolf? What up, Sean?
...to work together, to play together, whether it was friends or it was family. And for me, my personal experiences...
How's that on the show volume, Caveman? Is that better?
Trying to rescue an empire, a kingdom in distress from the evil likes of Bowser. Whether you're playing as Elephant Mario, Peach, Yoshi, or Nabbit, this game goes to everyone that created such a wonderful experience.
Well, I don't think it goes to the people who played as Nabbit, right? Because they couldn't take damage. I don't think this award goes to them as well.
Congratulations, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And now I have a little treat for all of you. 3 world premieres in a row.
Oh, nice.
First up is the next game from Daniel Mullins, the creator of the TGA-nominated independent game, Inscription.
What up, Leland? How's the mic from here? I really like Super Mario Brothers Wonder, but I don't know, like it didn't blow me away in the way that Pikmin did. It's probably the best 2D Mario game since, I don't know, maybe Yoshi's Island, right? Like maybe in like 20, 25 years, but I just want to see Pikmin get some love tonight. I feel like it was snubbed from so many categories. Thanks for the mic check, Leland. I don't think you're going to have to worry about a Bloodborne announcement, Sean, unfortunately. That looks super arty and weird. Netflix? Is this Netflix gaming? Isn't Netflix in gaming now, right? That's a thing? It's worked out so well for Amazon so far. You've played a ton of Inscription, haven't you, Leland? Like, that's like been like a game you've logged a ton of hours in this year. A Rise of the Golden Idol. Well, if Netflix is making it, it has to be great. Didn't Finji make... Am I crazy, or were they involved with Tunic? I think they developed Tunic. It's kind of interesting looking.
I love this. Reminds me of my high school days, but the monsters I thought weren't nearly as big as that. You kids these days with your giant monsters and your social media. And speaking of social media, TikTok Live Fest is happening now across 50 plus countries on TikTok. Check out the participating gaming creators and don't forget to share all of your favorite gaming moments on TikTok with #GamingOnTikTok. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but there is plenty more opening act after a very important message. Don't skip this cutscene, people.
From Hidetaka Miyazaki.
The journey ended here. A place of...
I guess the funny thing about the Game Awards is all the quick breaks are just ads for games, and even if they're games we're not interested in, they're still games. It's kind of fun just to poke at.
Yet generations later, this world...
It's better than like watching IBM ads like during a sports game or something.
Our reunion was foretold. Our paths destined to cross.
Yeah, I should probably be gaming on TikTok, huh? I should probably have a TikTok.
Administrator.
Does anybody know, like, with this year, isn't the deal that, like, the fan vote carries more weight than it has in the past? That's what I'm thinking. That maybe, like, in the past, the journalist and, like, the publishing execs have carried more power, but then this year fan vote does? Whereas right before, I think fan vote was just the one category, where, like, fans voted on, like, the fan favorite game, and then that was whatever it was, and the other categories were kind of protected. Or am I imagining this? Fan votes carry 15%. Oh, man. Is Bobby Kotick the other 75%? Or how does it, or the other 85%? Or how does this work? It's kind of interesting with the Game Awards. I feel like I've gone through this evolution where at first I felt like really kind of delusionally righteous about it, like all the games I think are greatest have to win and should be recognized, and it bothered me for years when like Bloodborne didn't win and DS3 didn't win, and I got like really bitter toward Jeff Keighley and all this stuff, and now I'm just at this point where I kind of just recognize that it's silly, it's all silly, and I think Jeff is kind of a sellout, but I also think it's 2023 and we're all sellouts on some level, and the only way that Jeff can pull off this show is by waxing the boots of some of these big publishing executives and some of these media companies. Otherwise, this show wouldn't exist. It wouldn't get the publicity and the viewership. It wouldn't be just on YouTube in the way that it is. So I think I've kind of made peace. I don't know how you guys all feel, but I feel like I've kind of made peace with it. I know it's silly. It is something to kind of look forward to. I don't know. Like, I had fun doing this last year. I thought it was kind of cool. They let me be an official co-streamer again this year. Like, somebody at the Game Awards, somebody working for Jeff Keighley was like, yeah, this channel with couple thousand people, we'll let him do it. And that's cool. It's not just like the ninjas of the world or something. There's obviously smaller creators who are getting to co-stream. And yeah, good or bad, it's fun. It's something to react to. You didn't even vote, Wolf? Yeah, I voted, but only in certain categories, because some of the categories I felt like I couldn't really even cast a vote, based on any kind of experience or honestly, or I didn't care, because a couple of the categories are pretty silly. Yeah, it's totally like the Oscars and other big award shows, for sure. Yeah, here for announcements. I'm with you, Caveman. It's... The awards just sort of break up trailers. And a lot of the trailers we won't care about or they'll be silly, but at least one or two really interesting things are coming tonight.
Here with another award, this time for innovation and accessibility. The gaming community is... I
feel like Insomniac probably has a good shot at this. I don't know that I'm the expert to weigh in on this, but I feel like they always go pretty above and beyond with,
software and hardware,
controller options, contrast options.
Experience the medium of gaming. With accessible features,
I cast my vote by texting my choices to Tara. Yeah. I hear you, man.
These nominees are doing the work, and they are Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, I feel like probably give this to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2.
Just because Insomniac has made accessibility like a pretty big part of their company mission, from what I understand.
And the Game Award goes to Forza Motorsport.
Oh. I don't know, is grinding for hours for car parts that accessible? Like, what's the deal?
Thank you so much for this. Since this category was introduced several years ago, I think we've seen a dramatic shift in the whole industry towards making...
Bloodborne Kart is coming out in 2024, and I'm excited about it.
It just really drives that home. At this point, I think we've made the most accessible racing game ever playable by people.
Yeah, Caveman, I agree. I think BG3 is going to sweep. That was kind of my initial impression. Even from a couple months back, like in the weeks after the game came out, it just sort of felt like the game's popularity, the response from media.
None of this would have been possible without the amazing teams behind the scenes. Big thank you to
I haven't played it. I don't know that I'd enjoy it. It seems well made.
Making this game the best that it can be. Big thank you to the UI team, to our studio leadership team, and our accessibility leadership team. And last but not least, Brandon Cole.
Leland, maybe you just need to turn on these accessibility settings and you won't have to grind as much.
We're really proud of the work that we've been able to do, so thank you very much.
I think we have more than a 1% chance for FromSoft news tonight.
Here at the Game Awards,
I think we do.
believe strongly in accessibility and want to celebrate any game that makes it a priority. And our next developer, The Odd Gentleman, believe that by making their games and their company accessible and inclusive, they can develop new types of gameplay with stories that everyone can enjoy. They created the
Peter, I don't know about that accessibility control because that just came out, a couple weeks ago? It's pretty new. It does look really cool. Like, in terms of the engineering of it, it does look pretty innovative. I've not heard much about it, which I think is funny. All of these media organizations like to pound their accessibility drum, but then I feel like when something really new and unique like that comes out, we've actually not heard much about it. I bet you could see some cool demos of it on YouTube, though. Like, see it in action. 2% FromSoft? I'm going to go, 25% FromSoft. I think it's happening. And I usually am not even 25% optimistic about this kind of thing, but I think it's happening. Like, some companies like Nintendo, they really like to unveil big stuff in their own showcases, right? Like, they've done some Smash reveals and stuff at the Game Awards over the years, but, they're not going to reveal 3D Mario, 3D Donkey Kong, Switch 2. They're not going to do that at the Game Awards. Whereas, FromSoft and Miyazaki, I think there's a little bit of a relationship there with Jeff. I think they like this platform. They've won Game of the Year twice now. I think there's a good chance we see something. We see an Elden Ring DLC trailer. We see, I know we were talking about this in Discord, like that sort of like a Sekiro-style early teaser for the next game. Maybe this Magic game we've heard rumors about. Straight up, that's actually what some people do. They turn on all accessibility settings. That's like that's so awful in a way. Yeah, it's probably like not the most PC way to play Forza, but I get it. It sounds rough, the grinding. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Elden Ring DLC. I don't know that they would tease the next project before they would show us like gameplay of DLC.
Past a golden age. Platinum? Is this the platinum age of gaming? Also, can I please be paid in platinum? I'd like a direct deposit, please. And now I have the honor of announcing the winners for our 5 esports categories. The nominees.
What's the deal with Sydney Goodman? You know, like no shade or anything. It seems like maybe Jeff just likes her, like just kind of appointed her a couple years back. Like, you're going to host the Game Awards. I just feel like, all due respect, maybe there could be like a more interesting, exciting host, somebody from gaming. Or I'm even surprised they haven't like tapped a celebrity. Like, imagine if Keanu hosted the Game Awards. I feel like more people would be interested. I don't know. Just seems a little random because right, she worked at like IGN. Maybe like does her own thing now or something. Just slightly out of left field, in my opinion. Yeah, a Bloodborne remaster would be cool. I mean, one of the things I'm most curious about, Sean, is what Bluepoint's doing. Because we know they're working on 2 games. They're working on an original game, and they're remaking a PlayStation classic, like a beloved classic, they've called it. I think it's got to be either Eco or Bloodborne. I would rather see Eco because I actually think it needs it more. Like, Bloodborne's fine. However, given what they did with Demon Souls, I mean, if they applied that treatment to Bloodborne, I think most of us would be pretty excited. There was a rumor mill going that Spellbound might be Brandon Sanderson's game with Friends. Interesting. I don't really care for him. He kind of seems like an ass. I'd like seeing really weird interview clips with him. I've not read his stuff because he finished Robert Jordan's series, right? He did like those last couple books after Jordan died, The Wheel of Time.
Before you can think too hard on that, it's time for another 2 world premieres. First up is the latest game from a team that won at the Game Awards back in 2017. So I think we can trust them to crush it again. This is Windblown.
She probably gets paid a lot better with him than, oh, guaranteed. I mean, what are people at IGN making? Yeah, definitely, like, no shade to Sydney. Just seems a little random. Oh, yeah, Sucker Punch. I mean, I think we know based on some job listings and stuff a while back, like, they were looking for maybe, like, artists or designers or even writers with, like, a background in Japanese history and stuff. It's like they're totally doing a Tsushima sequel, and they should, right? It sold really well. That's one of my favorite open world games ever. It's just an awesome game. I've been replaying it actually a little bit lately. Would love to just see what they're working on because it's funny to think about. Tsushima's like getting a little older now. It's like 3-4 years old. I've seen quite a bit of interviews and other things with Sanderson. Super knowledgeable, quirky, seems like a good dude. Yeah, I mean, maybe I just seen like some bad moments of his or something. Oh, you know what it was? He was really salty that FromSoft collaborated with Martin instead of him. That's what it was. There's clips of maybe his podcast or something, or he was a guest on someone else's podcast, and he was just kind of complaining. Like, Martin's sort of like old and washed up, why didn't they pick me? And it's like, I don't know, dude, you look kind of old and washed up too. It's also George R. R. Martin, you know, like the novels or the show or not, like he's a legend. And Elden Ring's a masterpiece, so... get in line, Brandon. I think a lot of people would like to work with From. Yeah, Tsushima came out in 2020. Time for something new. I agree. I agree. Tsushima's one of those games too. Like, there's definitely some quest bugs and things like that. But when I was playing it recently, part of this was probably because I was coming off of Lords of the Fallen. It just feels like really well made. It does not feel clunky. It does not feel janky. It just feels like a really professionally made game. Little things they did just to like give Jin weight, like the haptic feedback in the controller with every step you take, and just the wind, and it's so tactile with the DualSense. Yeah, what a great game. And I never would have expected something like that from them. Like, Infamous isn't really my thing. I don't know if you guys have played much Infamous, but just going from Infamous to Tsushima was such a maturity jump for that studio. Who knew they were even capable of that?
In case you didn't know, is from the same artist/composer that blew our minds back in 2016 with the cult hit Thumper. I'm so excited we've got another mind-bending game coming.
You would love an Infamous remake, Sean. Yeah, the Infamous games are pretty accessible on PlayStation, right? Like, you can still play the old ones, I think, pretty easily.
Over at Samsung's New York City flagship location with Typical Gamer and Chica. I wish I could be at two places.
You started the Wheel of Time series, Peter, 2.5 years ago. Got to the final 3 books out of 15. Yeah, 15. I just couldn't stick with it. The first one didn't click with me. I read it years ago.
Let's check out what Samsung is coming out with.
Just wasn't really my thing. And it's a commitment. I think like when you read that first book, you have to be like, hell yeah, I'm down for 14 more of these. That's a commitment. That's a huge series. I guess at least it's like finished though. Right, even if Jordan died and someone else had to finish it, at least it's done. Whereas I really don't think Martin will ever finish A Song of Ice and Fire. I mean, who knows if the 6th book will ever release. FromSoft sent him a big package. They must have saw his criticism. Yeah, probably Katal sent him some stickers. It was like, hey man, shut up, stop bad mouthing us. Yeah, it's a slow start. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know, the characters just felt like a little goofy to me, and there was a lot of suspension of disbelief. But I don't know, I got into it after Dance with Dragons, because I fell off with A Song of Ice and Fire too. I blew through those books. Read A Dance with Dragons. There was nothing else to read. The show was about to come out. I tried to jump into Wheel of Time, and it's just such a different flavor. That might be part of it. It just didn't click.
That's the Dark Hour. A time period hidden between one day and the next.
They only appear during the Dark Hour and attack anyone who roams free outside the coffins. It's our job to defeat them. Pretty exciting, huh?
You're waiting until you can get the record for the biggest Dark Souls collection, Sean. I don't know, you might need to reach out to the people at Guinness. I know you got quite a bit of cool stuff.
Why do you try to fight when you know it's hopeless?
In fact, I don't even really have a good reason to live. For me, or you, or anyone, just simply existing gives our lives meaning. Soon, the end will come.
We are not giving up, no matter how long it takes. To me, this is what it means to live.
Persona 3 Reload. I know nothing about the Persona games. Is that like a remake or a remix of the third game? I almost forgot that they're showing us stuff right now. I'm kind of tuning out.
Yes, I was hoping for a new Persona game that is. I still want to be Sydney. But enough about me.
Aha, Sydney.
And the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 are bringing you a spectacular celebration of mobile gaming. It's going to be an epic event just like this next world premiere. It's the product of a surprise team-up between 2 nominated games tonight. Let's check it out.
Ooh. Dave the Diver and Dredge? What's going on here? Are they doing a mobile collab? Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I don't know that I would play that, but
our big show. The theater is filling up.
It's almost time for the big show. Is this not the big show? What is this then? What are we watching if this is not the big show?
I have the next award ready to go. Here are your nominees for Content Creator of the Year.
Oh, it's obviously me. I'm the Content Creator of the Year. Oh, it doesn't look like I was nominated. Darn. My money goes on Quackity.
And the Game Award goes to Iron Mouse.
Darn.
So,
Thought Quackity had it in the bag, you know?
Iron Mouse is animated, and sadly, we're not in the Matrix yet. But she did send us a message. Take it away, Iron Mouse.
Yeah, the crossover we didn't know we needed for sure. I'm gonna have to look into that. Like, I don't even know what that is, but Dredge is easily one of my favorite games this year. Forget the indie thing, it's just one of my favorite games I've played. They're knocking out all the low-hanging fruit. What about the rotten fruit? I feel like this is maybe more the rotten fruit than the low-hanging fruit. Kind of doing a little pruning. The big show being a fool from Soft Sugars. Can you imagine that, like 2 hours? It's Miyazaki handheld in like his best English, just walking around the building talking to people.
And up next is a very special world premiere, 15 years in the making.
What a beautiful world. Too bad they never made another one.
VTubers are the collapse of our society. Maybe I should pivot into the VTuber scene. You know, since I'm off camera, maybe I just come up with a little avatar. I actually had someone propose that to me. No joke, like a couple years ago. Someone was like, can I sketch you like a VTuber avatar? And I was like, hey, thanks for the offer. Don't think so, but thanks. 2-hour segment for Dark Souls 2 too. Well, that would only be appropriate. It would probably take 2 hours to explain that one. You know, DS2 Remake, you say that, but I was just thinking the other day, it's kind of weird that only DS1 is on Switch. DS3 would definitely... Games like DS3 would push the Switch a little bit more, like games like DS3 and Sekiro, but I bet they could get DS2 running okay on Switch. But, you know, they'd have to find a partner company to do it, because, you know, they don't really care. And I forget the company that did the DS1 remastered whole situation, but it wasn't great. Like, they really didn't do a great job with it. Audio got canny and echoey suddenly, huh? What if I bring down the live show audio? Am I still echoey?
Huge world premiere, a brand new fantasy RPG from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5. And tonight they're giving us a glimpse into the story, characters, and gameplay. Let's do this.
It's a story about a world very different from ours.
It's a world where all people are equal and no conflict exists, much like the world His Highness once dreamt of.
To put it another way, this is a fantasy.
When every day they cheat and abuse us. It tells of a world united as one.
Okay, audio check. Are we still echoey? Trying to tinker with things in Streamlabs here. Thanks for bearing with me. Good now? Okay, awesome. Gonna bring the live volume, the show volume back up. And just kind of give me a shout when you get a second if this feels like a good mix between me and the show.
Far from done. Our big show is about to begin, but don't worry.
Okay, big show's about to begin. So this was like the pre-show, like 30-minute pre-show thing, I guess?
Cannot wait because this show is absolutely stacked. We have
Tons of big From Soft announcements.
Games and an incredibly special guest, a legendary actor and performer of both the stage and screen, the Muppet himself, the great Gonzo.
I'm down for Muppets being involved. I'm definitely down for that. Keeley has like a thing for Muppets, which I appreciate.
Based on the Fallout franchise is here to debut.
Oh boy, the cast of the new Fallout show. Wow, the vault is opening. What is going to come out of the vault? Dark Souls 2 too? Bloodborne remake?
The 2023 Game Awards starts now.
Okay, what kind of sneakers is Keeley rocking this year? Are they actually cool, or do they just make him look ridiculous?
Welcome to the Game Awards 2023. Now, here's your host, the creator of the Game Awards.
There's just money falling out of his khakis as he comes out. Yeah, Sean, I am too. I am pretty hyped, more so than last year.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Game Awards.
Yeah, Jeff's definitely swagged out. Jeff's got that sponsor money.
This is our 10th TGA, a global.
Jeff always does like those low-key live streams from his house that aren't low-key at all because he clearly has like a mansion in the Hollywood Hills.
Together, we are going to recognize outstanding creative work in games in 2023.
I gotta say, he's a little more buttoned up this year. I like it. Not quite as silly as he's been in some past years. I like the black and white look.
This is a show about bringing our community together in this room and online around the world to focus on something we can all agree on. There's nothing more powerful or more immersive than an extraordinary video game. Great games.
I don't know, Root Canal is pretty immersive and engaging and powerful.
Maybe even change us. That's what makes this medium different. Games, the actual things we play.
Yeah, I agree. Shoes are better. He's a little more understated this year. I like it.
That for the next few hours, and we've got.
Sean says, turns out where they run the awards is just his dining room. I mean, I believe it. I believe it.
Tonight, Mr. Anuma, Mr. Fujibayashi, great to see you back after winning Game of the Year in 2017.
Anuma's like, where am I? What is? Oh, yes, I'm in America. Yes, that's Jeff Keighley. Okay.
One of our industry's
comatose there for a second.
Technical forces, Mark Cerny, PlayStation's lead system architect, celebrating 25 years of Cerny games. Thank you for being.
Does Keighley have to shout at everybody who like laced his pockets before the show?
Pizza Towers here too.
I'm guessing Miyazaki's not in the house. Maybe Katao is, though.
Everyone's here. Alina Jurgens, our best performance winner in 2017 for Hellblade. Welcome. I think we'll be seeing you a little bit later tonight.
I hope Todd Howard's not here, Peter. I actually hope he's not here to ruin the show.
Joined by the Tujimoto family, Haru and Ryozo, who are celebrating 40 years of Capcom this year. And a Game of the Year nomination.
Damn, 40 years of Capcom. That's pretty crazy.
Great to have you with us.
You forget what an old gaming company they are.
Big show. So let's get
big show. You see the emphasis there? That means From Software.
Best performance. Please join me in welcoming back to the Game Awards. Yep, we're going to do it. The actor behind Kratos in God of
Oh no!
Christopher Judge.
No! We're going to be here for the next 45 minutes. Oh, look how disgusted that chick is with the red hair. Oh, God, look at these people. They're mortified. Look, we didn't come here for this guy's monologue.
Oh, what a card. Good evening, everybody.
Why is there a curtain dropping behind him? The curtain's supposed to drop in front of him.
It is
okay?
A pleasure to be back here.
A pleasure for you.
Last year, Mr. Pacino, forgetting to thank my wife.
Oh, God, now it's a gag?
Mother. All right, I get it. I'm not gonna
stand up here making long speeches. I'm going to stick to the script. No 8-minute speech like last year. But
Did you guys see that closed captioning at the bottom where it's like, you mother F?
speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
Okay, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. That's funny. Am I supposed to know all the people they're cutting to in the crowd? Am I supposed to know who any of these people are? I'm assuming they're Twitch streamers.
I'm here to present the award for best performance in a year of games, beloved by
Best performance. What do you guys think?
acclaimed by critics.
I voted for Idris Elba, but I actually thought the woman who portrayed Songbird in Phantom Liberty should have been the one nominated. I think she actually carried that expansion. She was so good. But I guess they probably nominated Elba because he helped to sell the game. He's the big star. I get it, and he's great. He's amazing in Phantom Liberty. I'd give it to him. He took his role really, really seriously, just like Keanu did. Although I've heard that woman's excellent in Alan Wake. I just haven't played Alan Wake yet, but I can't wait.
For your annual physical? We have to talk. I'm the hero here.
Whoever wins.
Oh, is Idris not in the house? He's too cool to come?
Take as long as you want to. Thank everyone.
He's probably DJing in some UK nightclub right now.
And I dare you. I double dare you to try to break my record, 7 minutes 59 seconds. And the award goes to Neil Newbon.
Interesting outfit. Kind of looks like he got into a scrap outside the theater before the show.
Hi.
Can anybody who played Final Fantasy weigh in? Was this guy really good?
I don't have much time.
Not Ben Starr. I'm so confused who's who. So this is the Baldur's Gate guy. I thought it was Ben Starr.
Very, very much for everyone that voted. Thank my incredible fellow actors.
Start of the sweep? Yeah, I think so.
To be even considered amongst you is extraordinary, so thank you very much indeed. To Swen, to Larian, to all the writers, to Stephen Rooney, the writer of Astarion, I'm going to forget everybody, to Pitstop, who worked so hard, the directors, my fellow actors, 248 incredible actors that gave it heart and soul.
Yeah, I would say the Paper Shredder won.
Emilia, gracias para todos, gracias, gracias, y Coco también. And to my agents, I will thank you later. I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap it up.
Oh, they're playing him off.
One thing I will say, please, if that's okay. The community...
It's not okay, the music's playing.
So many of us at Larian, and said they were seen and they were represented by this game when they lost hope. They felt isolated, they felt alone, and this game brought them together and gave them something to push through to help them all. And to you, I want to say thank you so much for seeing us. Appreciate it.
I feel like the dramatic music actually enhanced the sentiment that he was expressing. They should totally just play black metal to get people off the stage. I love it cutting to actors crying like they actually care. Yeah, I mean, if this were Hollywood, I would definitely agree with that. I think most of these gaming actors are like actually super underpaid and they're just normal people, and most of them have other jobs and stuff.
But now it's time to look ahead to what you'll be playing next. Let's get to those.
Okay, great. FromSoft DLC.
For the honor of presenting our first one, it's an incredible thrill to introduce a true Renaissance man. Please welcome Academy Award-winning actor and New York Times best-selling author, Matthew McConaughey.
Uh-oh. That's random. All right.
Thank y'all for having me. Good to be here. What's up, everybody? Good to be here.
You know, in life, when you see a red light, you just need to turn it into a green light. That's all you need to do.
I was going to say the line that has preceded me all my career. All right. But they told me, they said, no, don't do that. Come out and say, pew, pew, pew. All right, we'll see how that handled. I'm here tonight because I have a world premiere for you from Austin's own Archetype Entertainment.
I got real excited for a second. He was going to say id Software because it's Texas.
Premiering is the first ever video game.
Although Matthew McConaughey introducing a new id Software game wouldn't make a lot of sense.
When the Archetype team first reached out to me, I was excited about becoming a part of the gaming world. But
Oh, he's absolutely beautiful. That's why he's on this stage right now. That's why he's had most of the opportunities he's had, because he's absolutely beautiful.
Character in this game, and all I can say is that I will have
True Detective, the game.
relationship with every player. In this game, time moves differently. Days for you are decades for your loved ones back home. The choices.
What is he introducing here?
Not only affect the people that you love, they'll also affect your entire civilization for generations to come.
Interstellar, the game.
I have had some experience with time dilation. And now you can too.
Matthew McConaughey's mood is just drunk. Mildly drunk.
Look at Exodus.
Exodus. Okay. Let's see what this is.
Max, we need to head back.
Hold on, I'm getting a reading.
Is this supposed to be what Starfield wanted to be?
What she found that day was a miracle. It would be our salvation.
It would be Matthew
The
McConaughey.
Celestials. Humanity's greatest enemy.
This is it.
They found us.
Ooh.
Stay down.
The Celestials hunted us down. I knew they'd keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart. And I had...
I mean, I'm somewhat interested here. This is not a bad trailer. I just don't know where it's going.
Away from her. We both knew the cost of using the gates. When you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl. It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her. And in the chaos of those final moments, we never said goodbye.
No, come with me. Wait, please, Tom. I love you.
It's getting a little sappy.
Our service, our sacrifice, discovers worlds, seeds hope, breaks empires.
I will say it does annoy me. This is me being a bastard, but it does annoy me when I get like halfway or like 75% of the way through a trailer, and I'm like, is this a video game or did they just want to like make a movie? Even a cinematic video game trailer should feel gamey. Something about it should feel interactive. Become the Traveler. Okay, they lost me. They had me on the line. Totally lost me there at the end.
That is a very exciting project, giving me some Mass Effect vibes, and I appreciate the team sharing the first.
Mass Effect vibes? That looked like Returnal.
Looks great. All right, well now
Returnal Light.
On to another world premiere.
Let's do it, Jeff. PlayStation Studios.
Certain you remember nothing of this place.
Oh, nothing that would help us.
Master thyself.
Tell me, brother, why exactly are we doing this?
I must face this.
No shame in what just happened. It's all part of the process.
Let's go again.
It could just be me because I don't play God of War, but did Ragnarok just not have nearly the splash that the first reboot game did? It kind of felt that way to me. Like, a lot of the hardcore fans did enjoy it, but it just didn't make a huge splash, it kind of felt like. Oh, we're calling another game Valhalla. Another piece of gaming content, Valhalla. That's a great idea. Whoa, free DLC. That's cool. That's really cool. They're like, yo, we got Sony money. We're good. Take it. That's cool, though. That's pretty unusual, because that looked like a legit DLC episode.
There's a very nice holiday surprise from PlayStation. Kratos and Mimir are headed to Valhalla in an adventure that blends God of War Ragnarok's combat with elements inspired by the roguelike genre for an emotional...
Oh, you called it, Peter. Yeah, roguelike. They're all doing... What's with the Sony studios all doing roguelikes? I seriously think they're looking at Returnal and they're jealous. Because no other Sony games did that in the last couple of years. And now suddenly Last of Us is doing roguelike. God of War is doing roguelike.
In just 5 days on December...
Should have been Valheim.
Amazing. All right, switching gears. Our next world premiere comes from a small independent team of developers.
See, like, even the placement in the show, you know, like, I feel like a couple years ago, God of War would have been, like, a show opener or close to being a show closer, and now it's, like, just kind of in the mix. I don't know, it just feels like something's changed there a little bit. Caveman, I actually didn't know that God of War 2018 had roguelike. Was it like a roguelike mode or like an endgame or something?
Ooh, there they are.
Where?
I don't know what this is, but I like those. I like these insect creatures.
Let's go.
I'm intrigued. I have no idea what this is, but I like it. Kind of getting some Bug Snacks vibes. I like this music. Hello. I'm a sucker for cute critters and anything. This almost looks like a Young Horses game, which is the studio that made Bug Snacks, by House, not Young Horses.
Super fun, right? I did a playtest of that game about a year ago and had so much fun.
That does look cool. I'm curious about that.
I'm honored we got to share it with you here at the show. All right, while you're watching TGA, head to TGASteamDeck.com right now. We're doing another Steam Deck giveaway. This time it's the brand new 1 terabyte Steam Deck OLED featuring an HDR OLED display.
A 1 terabyte Steam Deck. That's crazy.
TGASteamDeck.com.
A handheld device with a terabyte of storage.
Trust me, we are just getting started, guys. There are so many game announcements, awards, and musical performances ahead, including the Old Gods of Asgard from Alan Wake 2. Just wait, it's amazing. We'll be right back.
Caveman, I know you've played Alan Wake. Is this band performing? Did they do the soundtrack for Alan Wake, or are they featured in the game or something like that?
You are to leave the Mount Calf at once. Bring him back.
Ghost of Tsushima roguelike could be really sick. Because that gameplay loop actually would make sense for a roguelike, and I feel like they kind of flirt with that territory a little bit with certain elements of Legends mode.
There's nothing you can do to stop me.
I'm usually just all about the gameplay, but I have to say, like, they created such a beautiful world in Ghost of Tsushima that I would be sad in, like, a new game or new content not to get a new world to explore, because they just, gosh, they're so good at that, though. Okay, they did some of the soundtrack performed live in the game. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. They did music on Control 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, so somebody at Remedy, maybe Sam Lake, just likes them. That's cool. If they perform live in game, that's very like Twin Peaks inspired, I feel like, which I always felt like Sam Lake was getting quite a bit of Twin Peaks inspiration into Alan Wake. Actual characters in the game too. That's cool. I'm gonna have to do Control sometime. I think Control had a demo, right? Maybe when it first came out. I played the Control demo. I actually don't remember much about it. It's probably a game I should just play at some point. Lego Minecraft, it looks like. Kind of zoned out there for a minute. The Alan Wake 1 is... Yeah, I can attest the Alan Wake 1 diner is very close to the famous Twin Peaks diner. Yeah. The Double R diner. Control is great. Yeah, I've heard that. I've not really ever heard a complaint about Control. Isn't it crazy that Minecraft is, 15 years old now? Like, Minecraft is way older than you'd think. I mean, obviously, I don't play Minecraft. It doesn't interest me, but the staying power is pretty insane. Yeah, I've sensed that too, Peter. The connected world's really cool. I don't know what the Max Payne tie-ins are in Alan Wake, and I'm glad I've been able to avoid that, but I know there's something, which is really, really exciting to me. Yeah, Remedy, they're just on fire right now, I feel like, with... Control did well. You know, it got a lot of critical acclaim. I think it sold pretty well. A lot of people have played it. Big comeback with Alan Wake 2. News that they're going to bring Max Payne back, and I'm just fantasizing about Max Payne getting like the Capcom RE4 treatment. I feel like Remedy's making a huge splash right now. Like they're on the scene. In ways, to me, it almost feels like they're becoming a little more relevant than Naughty Dog. I mean, I know Naughty Dog has the HBO series going and stuff like that, but it almost feels like they're kind of stepping into that spot, you know, in the gaming industry, like making really interesting third-person, like really engaging, immersive, kind of action adventure games. I don't know. I just dig Sam Lake a lot. Longtime Max Payne fan. Can't wait to play those. I hope we get that in 2024. I mean, probably too soon for it at this point, and Alan Wake just came out, but first gameplay trailer for the Max Payne remasters, or rather remakes. They're not remasters. They're full ground-up remakes. That's going to be really exciting. I enjoyed it when I was in high school, and I'm 32 now. I hear you, caveman. I feel that way with like so many things. It was like, I enjoyed that as a child. I mean, GTA, right? Like, that really puts it into perspective. 12 years for a new game is pretty ridiculous. But it does make you think, like, wow, I was in a completely different place when this game came out. Whether you're a GTA player or not, the games are such big releases, you can't help but kind of think back to, like, what's going on in my life when GTA 5 came out? And then you fast forward to now and you're like, whoa. Remedy is supposed to be hitting yearly releases. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I think it's cool. Like, I feel like they've achieved success and achieved awareness and more recognition and higher sales just through like making good games. Doesn't feel like there's really much weirdness at all with them. They've just kind of done everything the right way. And people like Sam Lake have been at it for so long, you can't help but just kind of respect and appreciate what they've done. Well, and they're kind of unique too, because Remedy, they're European. I think they're Finland-based, and I don't believe there's. I think there's sort of like a corporate Remedy, and then obviously like the studios within that. But I don't think they have like a weird overlord parent company. I think it's kind of all handled just within Remedy. I think but they're huge, right? I think they're like publicly traded in Europe and things like that. But yeah, they're becoming a big deal. I'm also just so excited to see how they render an all-new Max Payne, because in Max Payne 1, he was actually based on the likeness of Sam Lake. They sort of evolved that in Max Payne 2. You know, it's sort of a different likeness, but it feels connected enough to 1. So I wonder how close or how not close the likeness of the remade Max Payne will be to Sam Lake himself, who's a pretty good-looking guy. I mean, he's like in his 50s now, I think. Still pretty sharp-looking dude. This is really intense. I don't really know what's going on here, but it's intense and it's violent.
Life's inside me. Tell me to let go.
Yeah, Caveman, I hear you about Last of Us 1. I know everybody has their opinions about the creative decisions Druckmann made in Last of Us 2. Like, it's got to be like one of the most polarizing games of our lifetime. I appreciate it for what it is, but I have major Last of Us fatigue. I'm just kind of done with it. Like, I've had my fill, and it's almost like as I started to kind of have my fill of it, you know, I've kind of gotten out of it what I'm going to get out of it. It's getting bigger than ever with the show, and, you know, maybe this multiplayer game, maybe not. They might be canning it at this point. It's kind of hard to read what's going on there between the lines. 3, just due to the money involved, probably feels inevitable, but I think it's even less about them making 1, and I think it's Bruce Straley leaving the studio. That's why I'm so interested about GTA 6, because, you know, for Rockstar being maybe the biggest name in all of gaming, you don't see the media and these gaming journalists talking too much about the fact that Dan Houser departed the studio 2 years ago. And to me, that feels kind of like Bruce Straley leaving Naughty Dog, where, you know, you kind of look at Last of Us 1, you looked at Uncharted 4, and then you kind of look at what's happened since then, and it's different. Because it's just the Neil Druckmann show now. And Druckmann's really talented, but he always had Straley to check him and balance him out. And I feel like the Houser brothers always had that too. So it's really interesting.
Our next award, please welcome a former Game Award winner nominated tonight for Best Fighting Game, the creative director of NetherRealm.
And I feel like you can't really say, oh, Ed Boon in the house. I wonder if it's too soon, or if he would announce something here, like if they would announce a new character or their story DLC or anything here for MK1.
The best stories are the ones we get lost in.
It's hard not to love Ed Boon.
Tonight's nominees for Best Narrative.
They do too much gross microtransaction stuff in their games, but I still really like Ed.
Yes, sometimes in some weird stuff we can't explain. Here are the nominees.
Best narrative.
Best narrative.
Horror story. They're only victims.
I haven't played it, but I think out of the games nominated for this, Alan Wake 2 definitely appeals most. Baldur's Gate 3 I could see winning so many awards, but that style of game-winning narrative seems kind of interesting. I'd go Phantom Liberty. I think it's cool Phantom Liberty was even nominated in this category. I know I talked about this in like the Patreon newsletter and stuff, but I'm just so... I can't deny that Phantom Liberty was the single piece of gaming content this year that made me
Alan Wake 2.
craziest. Alan Wake 2. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, there he is, Sam Lake. See, always looking dapper. Always looking dapper.
Thank you so much. Alan Wake 2, from the beginning, was a very story-focused project for us.
I hope they don't play him off.
shared it
He's
with the
he's
whole
kind of a legend at
narrative
this
team,
point.
The writers, Clay, Tyler, Sinica, narrative designers who made the story into gameplay, Simone, Molly, the whole narrative team, directors working with actors, Ansi, Hannah, Rosie, Holly, all the wonderful actors. Here tonight, some of them, Melanie, Ilkka, Matt and David, but the whole cast, wonderful actors, and the song makers who made custom music, custom songs to extend the story. Here tonight, later, Poets of the Flawless, Old Gods of Asgard, Ho, This Road, every song maker coming through Fright Music for our chapter songs. Thank you.
Now they're playing him off.
We wanted to push things further.
Hey John, what's up? Good to see you.
It's always a risk. For you to embrace it and understand it means so much. I'll treasure this always. Thank you.
What's this? Hope they announce a new Rayman game. Yeah, I feel like that's probably doubtful tonight. At least Rayman got Sparks of Hope DLC. At least that happened. There was a new piece of Rayman gaming content this year. Even though it wasn't a platformer, it was something. I've been looking forward to this too, John. Yeah.
You may have recognized that incredible creator who built her own independent studio in Tokyo, and she wanted to show you what she's been working on before she's even signed it with a
IGN has a new show talking to devs or something.
Just show it to the audience and the fans.
Looked like it was a premium. Yeah, they should just put that stuff out like no clip.
Please give a warm welcome to Akumi Nakamura.
Yeah, it'll be like 10 years with the pace the show's coming out. Yeah, well, and they said this second season's not coming out until 2025. Yeah, it's going to be like 2 parts. I just don't care at this point. And it doesn't mean like The Last of Us is trash or fundamentally not an interesting story or interesting characters there. Just me personally, I've kind of gone through the motions with it. I think I'm set. And I'd like to see new stuff.
I'm super excited to be on
What's going on here?
again. Thank you.
She's really happy to be here. Cool jacket.
I want to say thank you to the Anshin artist. Miteru.
I'm totally lost. I feel like I took drugs.
Thank you.
Maybe I did.
You, all of you. Your support changed
A Godzilla game? That could actually be kind of cool.
Today, I am honored.
Yeah, I was just saying earlier though, like with GTA, it's kind of interesting. Like, in my personal opinion, Naughty Dog has declined a bit since Bruce Straley left. It was Straley and Druckmann at the helm. Straley leaves. It's just the Neil Druckmann show now. He's talented, but I think even talented people like need to be checked, and they need collaborative partners and things like that. I don't know if there's people within Naughty Dog challenging Druckmann and his ideas at this point. He seems to have lost that starving artist vibe, and he's, cut his hair, he's wearing suits. He seems pretty interested in making money. And I just think it's interesting at Rockstar. Rockstar's a bit of a different level than Naughty Dog, but yeah, it's definitely worth mentioning that, like, Dan Houser, who was the executive producer and lead writer on Red Dead 2, and was with the studio since its inception, and he and his brother led development for all those games, he's out. Like, Red Dead 2 is his last project with the company. So if you loved the character of Arthur Morgan and, like, the development of, like, a younger John Marston, and you loved that world and you loved that vibe, a lot of that credit goes to Dan Houser, who's no longer with the studio. It doesn't mean Rockstar still can't make an interesting game, but it's just interesting to think about these studios when these key kind of visionaries come and go. What changes, what doesn't.
Place like TGA to introduce you to brand new worlds, like what you just saw with Kamuri, and like this project.
Kingdom Hearts 4 news. Yeah, what's going on? Is Kingdom Hearts like an open franchise at this point? Like, are they kind of just like porting the old games? Hey, Bocce, what's up? Thanks for dropping in. I have no idea what this is. Kingdom Hearts takes a million years for a new mainline game to come out. It feels like that's every franchise now, though, unfortunately. Unless it's FromSoft, everything is taking too long to come out, in my opinion. You're very tired of Last of Us, John. Yeah, I am too. I've just kind of had my fill with it. Ooh, Moon Studios, that's Ori. You know what's such a bummer, though, is that they got outed for having like a really toxic culture, which is so shocking because those games are so beautiful. And they seem so heartfelt, and they're so artistically interesting, and they're just amazing kind of platformer, sort of Metroidvania hybrids. And yeah, that was a bummer. That report came out a few years ago that maybe the leaders at that studio aren't so hot, like not the greatest people. This looks interesting, though. Looks a little less inspired than Ori. I'm almost positive the gal singing is also the woman who got really famous singing Elder Scrolls songs years ago. Do you remember her? The woman who would like sing Oblivion and Skyrim songs online. And then I actually think like they put her in Elder Scrolls Online or something, which is kind of cool. Her voice is just very recognizable, and for some reason that's sticking out to me. Mario Wonder 1, thank God. Yeah, in that, just because Mario Wonder got a couple nods, I really would have liked to have seen Pikmin win that category, but Pikmin got another nomination, I think in a category that might suit it better. Family game, Wonder makes sense. Wonder's a great game. It's so easy to pick up and play.
Information is coming March 1st, as you saw with the Wicked Inside Showcase. Tonight during the Game Awards, viewers in the U.S. can enter to win one of 100...
Sean, am I insane, or is there like a Kingdom Hearts 25 and a half game or something? It has like a really crazy title.
To TGALegion.com before the end of the show to enter for your chance to win.
There's like a Kingdom Hearts game with like a fraction in the name or something. I really wish Pikmin 4 would have got a Game of the Year nod. Really kind of bums me out it didn't. But again, you can't expect all these publishing types and journalists who, curate these selections to get it. I'm sure a lot more of them played Baldur's Gate 3 than played Pikmin. A lot more of them are going to click with Spider-Man than are going to click with Pikmin. It doesn't shock me. Yes! 358 and yeah, and /2. Yes. Favorite game of the many side games. I remember that from that game from some years back. Never played Kingdom Hearts though. I actually played a little bit of the first game years ago when I was like super into Final Fantasy. It just seemed like a whole rabbit hole, and I didn't dive in, and I guess I don't know that I ever will now at this point. I'm also just not big on Disney. Disney's not really my thing, so I'm sure if it is, and you love Final Fantasy, those games are just tailor-made for you. Oh, that's right, Kirby did win. Yeah, I totally forgot Kirby did win. Forgotten Land, right? Yeah. Forgotten Land's a good game. I like it. It's a little bit like Super Mario 3D World. It's definitely a fun game. It's a really fun game to play co-op. I actually think it's better co-op. It's just funny. It's just one of those pick-up-and-play, really funny games. It's not too difficult. It's kind of a breeze to go through, but it doesn't need to be difficult. It's Kirby. Only played Recoded on the DS and left after 2 levels. Yeah, massive rabbit hole for sure. I feel like anything Final Fantasy, or even sort of like Final Fantasy adjacent, like a lot of those Square games, they're just such a headspace, and you're either in it or you're not, And at one point in my life, I very much was. Final Fantasy was like my favorite thing in the world. I kind of found once I started playing like Shadow of the Colossus and Dark Souls and games like that, it became kind of hard to shift. Even though I play all kinds of different games, I just found it kind of hard to go back to that Final Fantasy pace. 13 really soured me too. 13 was where I fell off. I just didn't love 13. 13 felt like kind of a poor man's 10. That's just my opinion. I just didn't really click with it. Didn't click with Lightning.
All night, but it really has been an outstanding year for gaming. And now to talk about some of the biggest games, it's a pleasure to welcome from the Muppets. That's right,
Muppets.
Gonzo.
Gonzo.
Thank you. Hey, Jeff. It's great to be here. Hello, everybody.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming. Looks like you're kind of wearing what I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's like looking in a mirror, isn't it?
Gonzo is demand. I would agree with that.
Well, I really
don't think.
So Gonzo, what have you been playing? Seriously, what have you been playing?
I do find it funny that Jeff is like the director of these shows and he forces these Muppet segments every year. Because like this is going to go over so many people's heads, but Jeff is just a dork. He's a rich dork, but he's a dork. And he likes him some Muppets, and I appreciate that.
Well, lots and lots of Tears of the Kingdom.
Like imagine if Gonzo hosted instead of Jeff or Sidney Goodman. If it was just Gonzo, I'd be much more
How
interested.
many days I spent doing that? The objective is really,
Just took down the fire giant right as Gonzo shows up, as it was prophesized to be. Are you doing an Elden Ring DLC preparation playthrough, Leland? I assume. I know Peter's doing one of those. I just did one of those. Not that you need an excuse to play through Elden Ring, but that is a good one.
You have the time. Hey, you guys got a minute? I'd like to show you how many of this year's greatest games all revolve around one set.
Gonzo is the GOAT.
Check this out.
I think we need to get a Gonzo emoji over in Discord.
Got the case for it? Yeah, that's quite a conspiracy you've uncovered.
I like this. Gonzo is now a conspiracy theorist in the middle of the Game Awards. There's millions of people watching this right now. I love this.
I mean, yeah.
What if there's just like a little picture of like JFK and the Twin Towers on that board, but like because everybody's tuning out, nobody noticed it? Just took a really dark turn.
Let's do this IRL. Come on.
Unbelievable. All right, here are the nominees.
Strength, Faith, big ass axe run. You never need an excuse to do that. Best debut indie game. I've heard so many good things about Cocoon. I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. Freaking love Dredge. I'm about to start the Pale Reach DLC. I'm really excited about that. God, I burned through Dredge. I don't remember the last time I just devoured a game in a week like that. Can't recommend Dredge enough. It's like a little Wind Waker, a little Pikmin, a little Outward. I hope it wins. It feels really heartfelt too. It feels really like well made, really inspired. Love the art style. Ah, damn. Cocoon just seems really boring to me, but I'm sure that's probably not like a very fair judgment of it. I know people have just been completely smitten with it, but I don't know. Man, I feel like Dredge should have won this.
Thank you so much. The team from Geometric couldn't make it out tonight, but they wanted us to pass along their thanks for everyone who played and voted for Cocoon. And to Yeppy, Mads, and Jakob, and everyone at the team at Geometric, thank you so much for being such a wonderful partner on this game. Thank you.
So they're affiliated with Annapurna.
The Geometric team also wanted to thank and they were honored to be nominated
That's interesting.
for all the awesome studios in this category. We can't wait to see what you guys do next. Thank you.
Just feels like Donut County, Outer Wilds, like Journey. Like even if they're affiliated with Annapurna, Annapurna has such a rich history with games like this. I feel like Black Salt Games is like really, really indie. It's a little strange, like best debut to go to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding though, like the division of labor here. A very realistic portrayal of two people playing video games together.
you save the game?
Really? Of course I did.
I mean, what, we got like 40 minutes left, I think? Something like that? Maybe longer? I guess I don't know how long it goes. Maybe we have more like an hour left. A little bit of a slow start, I will say. I don't think that's a very subjective or controversial statement at this point. Free God of War DLC might have been the biggest reveal so far, but there's not been a lot. We gotta start getting some stuff. I really think the pacing of shows like this is important. And for Jeff to pound this drum so many times, we have a great show. We have a huge show. We have so many announcements. It's like, all right, we're kind of getting into like the middle of the show here. You gotta break out a couple big guns for us. You gotta pace this. You gotta give us something to hang on to, so we, because a lot of people will stop watching. So you gotta give people something about midway through that just blows them away. Oh yeah, Jeff just did a bump of cocaine behind the curtain.
5 new games in one trailer. So many memories for all of us. All those are first of the many brand new games in development and set for release over the next several years. Thanks to Sega for that truly incredible announcement.
It was kind of an unclear announcement. Yeah, Crazy Taxi? I don't know. It's kind of a weird way to present stuff.
Here we go.
Ooh. People love Dragon Ball games. I forget which one it was. It might have even been like PS2 era. I did play one of the Dragon Ball fighting games quite a bit back in the day with some friends.
Tremble before my power! I'll show you the horrors of hell.
I feel like all the Dragon Ball games are kind of samey, but they're not bad. And they have such a huge audience. I also feel like Dragon Ball is something that's just never going to go out of vogue. Like, people are always going to love Dragon Ball. Wish list now. Unreal Engine. What percentage of games we're seeing tonight are built in Unreal Engine? That's the real question.
Whatever's down there is too dangerous.
Nah. I got interested for a second. I'm still always down to see an entertaining trailer, though. Like, even if I don't care about a game, there's an art to making a really good trailer. Like, I think whether you're excited about GTA 6 or not, that was a very entertaining trailer. Like, it was just a spectacle. It's kind of like I was saying earlier, too. You should sense in, like, the first 30 seconds you're watching a video game trailer, even if it has a lot of cinematic flair. Frieza sounds like the Joker. Yeah, Frieza sounds like something. Missed the Dragon Ball hype train. Loves Universe 2. Yeah. Yeah, I loved the anime for a couple years there when I was a kid. Like, sort of the peak of the Vegeta story and all of that. I was there for that, definitely, as a kid. Not much interest anymore. But, yeah, Dragon Ball will always be popular as hell. Yeah, trailer's dope, not a fan, but feels hype for those fans. Yeah. Yeah, you can always sense when a trailer is well made, and even if it's not for you, you can kind of sense, like, there's a fan base somewhere really excited right now. It blows me away, like, with how many talented people are at so many of these studios and publishing companies, how many trailers just blow. You know?
Coming together for a brand new single-player experience, the casting of Frank Stone. Now, tonight we're showing you lots of new worlds, but now it's time to return to a world we haven't seen in quite some time.
Called The Lands Between. Breath of the Wild. What is this? See what I'm saying, though? In like the first 30 seconds, it's like, are you watching a game trailer? And this is like, yes, I am. Absolutely. Even if you don't care, it's got your attention. Square Enix presents JRPG, the game. Yeah, Genshin, Breath of the Wild clone for sure. I'm surprised there's still games coming out that look like Breath of the Wild. Like, I know Breath of the Wild is probably visually one of the most influential games ever made, but it is kind of interesting. Still a lot of games coming out just kind of looking like Breath of the Wild from 2017. It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know, I try to imagine like being in a studio, and if you had some kind of decision-making power, you know, on the sort of art direction side, wouldn't you want to be that studio to like set the mold and do some new, different thing that everybody else tries to emulate in the coming years? Like, wouldn't that just be your North Star all the time? All right, PlayStation Studios, come on, Sucker Punch, Blue Point. Oh!
That time marches to the beat of a drum.
Come on, Ronin.
Fleeting moment can feel like a lifetime for those caught in its deadly rhythm. And a lifetime can pass in the blink of an eye.
This has got to be Rise of the Ronin.
Embracing its bitter end.
Oh, hell yeah.
The only thing we know for sure is that time marches forward.
You know, all the hate that I've been giving Team Ninja lately, it's out the window. I'm excited again. I'm totally hyped. They're the best. Oh, hell yeah. Grapple into a sailcloth, but it's a set of wings? Yes, please. Alright, we got throwables. We got katanas. Oh, nice. We got weapon arts. Oh, yeah. Big fat sumo boss? Hell yeah. Look how cool the cloths and capes and fabrics look, too. These armor sets. Oh, yes. In the snow. Blood on the snow. This is classic Team Ninja, too. Flames and snow and blood and, you know, textiles and... As the smoke rises, so shall we. Rise of the Ronin coming out. Coming out. Oh, sick. The mask, the handgun. Come on, give us a release date. March! Let's go! Hell yeah! They gotta get that Elden Ring DLC in quick. Now that was a cool trailer. Wow, I can't wait to watch that one again. Best action game. Come on, Armored Core. It's not even a question. Oh my god. Team Ninja. I mean, what in the crunch is going on over there? That game's coming out in March? Let's go! You bet congratulations from. Are they really blazing through these awards? These are some of the best awards.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder and the Legend.
I could see Hi-Fi Rush getting this.
And the Game Award goes to Alan Wake 2.
Oh, Alan Wake 2 winning some awards tonight. Good for Remedy.
The nominees for Best VR AR: Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village VR Mode, and Synapse. And the Game
So
Award
happy
goes
from
to
one.
Resident Evil Village.
Oh, nice. Capcom.
Congratulations to Capcom.
Capcom making a splash in the VR world. That's so cool. AC6 should have gotten a few more nominations. I'm really glad it won Best Action Game. That's usually a pretty competitive category every year.
And Tara Nell. And the Game Award goes to
Rooting for Liza P. Yeah.
Star Red. Congratulations, Hoyoverse. All right, we have much more Game Awards.
I think Liza P's art direction might have just been a little too derivative to win that award, you know? Like, it's nice, definitely a nice-looking game. I think it's maybe just a little too Bioshock, a little too Bloodborne. But then Alan Wake, you know, it has its influences, too. It's very Twin Peaks, it's very this, it's very that. I mean, everything has its influences.
Presented by Old Spice.
We got an AC6 win, though, in Rise of the Ronin release date. Seriously, what in the crunch is going on at Team Ninja? That game is coming out in March. That's insane. But we know they've had two teams, right? They've had this B team working on Wolong and Yasuda's A team. I guess they're ready to go because they've probably been working hard since Wolong. Probably since the Wolong base game was finished back in 2020. They've been working. I bet Ronin's had probably 3-4 years in the oven, at least. Wow, that's crazy that's coming so soon. I wonder how soon we can pre-order on the PlayStation Store. Well, and what was interesting is I want to say, am I wrong? I'm going to have to watch that again. Did they show the PlayStation Studios thing at the beginning? Or no, maybe they just showed the Koei Tecmo logo. I can't remember. But it's worth keeping in mind that's a console exclusive. So my hope is, being pretty disappointed with Wolong, that the exclusive nature of Rise of the Ronin, and it seems a lot more accessible. People who've played Assassin's Creed and Ghost of Tsushima and stuff, might want to give it a try. I hope it's just their A game. I hope Yasuda has really cooked up something amazing. Maybe by tonight or tomorrow, that would be awesome. Yeah, it was the Neo team, Neo 2 team working since yeah, it's definitely their A team. It's Yasuda. I hope it's great. I really do. Yeah, that was a nice trailer. That was a really nice trailer. I cannot wait to rewatch it. Yeah, Sean, I really tried to like Wolong. I mean, I played 60, 70 hours of it. I platinumed it. I played it a lot. I think I felt like I had to defend it and like it because it was a Team Ninja game. Do you ever feel that way? Like a studio you really like puts out a game that it's like, this isn't Neo, this isn't really what I want, but I have to try to like it, and I have to try to defend it, and I have to try to act like I like it. And I just sort of got to a point in the second DLC where I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm done. This just isn't for me. This isn't Neo 2. It's okay. There's people who like it. I'm just not one of them. I think I'm done with the game. I don't think I'll play the third DLC. Definitely no shade to anybody who's still having fun with it and who does enjoy it. It's just not my thing. I think it lacks a lot of the creative combat depth that Neo offered us, and just lack of enemy variety, lack of interesting level design. It just, in my opinion, it falls short in a lot of areas. I don't love the combat, the cadence of just waiting for the big red dot. Parry-based games are so hard to make. You make a parry-based game, and it's like, if parrying is your solution out of every combat problem, your AI has to shine. And I just don't think it does, other than a few exceptions in Wolong. So I'm excited to see what Yasuda and his A-team have in store. Yeah.
It is time to get a world premiere.
With you not liking Armored Core. Yeah, see, it's like, makes sense.
He's been a huge supporter of the Game Awards.
They did show the PS logo, Peter. Yeah, I thought they did. Because then I wonder...
So honored to share this latest update with you on his upcoming project. Here we go.
Oh. Kojima. It's worth noting that Keighley has good relationships with Miyazaki and Kojima. That has to mean something. Trailer on YouTube labels as Rise of the Ronin pre-order trailer. Yeah, so I would imagine probably some internal PlayStation folks, maybe some of the people at the new Asobi studio maybe have helped with it. Because I know Sony, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is there's always going to be folks at Sony that have their hands on any exclusive. Whether it's from a PlayStation studio or a studio like Team Ninja that works really closely with Sony, but often does multi-plat games as well. And I just hope that is just another step, another check and balance to really reinforce the quality that I think Wolong was lacking. Rise of the Ronin looks significantly closer to Neo based on gameplay. It did. It definitely did. It didn't look anything like Wolong to me. I also think because Neo is so in-depth, and a lot of people are intimidated by its gameplay complexity, they could pull back on a little bit of that for a game like Ronin, and it could work, and it could be fine. Right, like Tsushima. This is weird. Kojima working with Xbox Studios. This is weird. This is such a Kojima teaser. I wonder if Kojima's here to talk about it. They often do that, where Keighley will show something, and then Kojima will actually come in on video. Yeah, I think he's here. I think.
Welcome the visionary game developer behind OD, Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Nah, that's cool. But right, there's something to be said for that. That like Keighley and his events passed the smell test for people like Kojima and Miyazaki. That's interesting.
Welcome, Mr. Kojima, back to the Game Awards.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Kojima Xbox has been rumored. Yeah.
新作のゲーム OD 発表できて非常に嬉しいです。
Well, Kojima's had a bit of a rough ride for as much of a legend as he is. He's been done dirty a couple times. It's kind of interesting for somebody as big and influential and kind of Hall of Fame level as he is in the industry.
Game Awards.
He's really like charting his own path now.
OD, and this title will feature main role Sophia Lillis, Hunter Schafer, and Udo Kier.
I think we all want to know more, of course. What kind of game are you making, Mr. Kojima?
僕はその誰もがやったこともないような、斬新なことに挑戦することを非常に大好きなんですけども。
Well, it's an Xbox Studios game by Kojima. I mean, that's a win for Xbox, who Xbox desperately needs some interesting games.
尖ったゲームっていうのを今作っています。で、今までないものなんで。
Because I want to say because Death Stranding is PlayStation and PC, right? Death Stranding is not. Yeah, Death Stranding is not playable on Xbox.
さらに、新しいメディアになるかもしれないという可能性を秘めたものです。
Yeah, you know, Kojima's the real deal.
New things, groundbreaking things, and that's my kind of rule. But this one, with help of Xbox Game Studios and using their...
I think Kojima's in his 60s now too. I'm always surprised when I see him. It's like, damn, this guy looks good. He looks healthy.
Really to make immersive and also something that...
Eat it, PlayStation. No offense to PS fans.
Is what I'm trying to do, and it is a game.
Can confirm, not on Xbox. Yeah.
But it's at the same time a movie, but at the same.
No, I mean Xbox needs something interesting. They really do. Regardless of Phil Spencer's never-ending PR campaign, Xbox has had a pretty weird generation. It's Hidetaka Miyazaki! It's Gonzo! I actually thought for a second it was Drake. For like a split second I thought it was Drake. Although Jordan Peele on an OD shirt. Is he involved in the game? If so, I mean that's a catch for Kojima.
Jordan, welcome to the Game Awards. What a fun surprise. I know you're a big fan of Hideo's games, right?
A huge fan of Hideo. This man is an icon. And
yeah, I want to say Death Stranding 2 is maybe a PS5 exclusive.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2. I knew I was experiencing the work of...
Which that's winning right there. You have a PlayStation and an Xbox exclusive project coming out.
And he's been an inspiration to me, and the opportunity to collaborate with him
Whoa.
is incredible. In my films, I'm always trying to...
I like Peele's comedy. I'm not so into like the serious movies he does, but stuff like Get Out and all that, I'm not that into it. But that's pretty interesting, because he obviously has a real interest in horror and psychological thrillers and things like that. So for him to team up with Kojima, that is pretty interesting.
Completely immersive, utterly terrifying, and I am absolutely honored to be collaborating with the GOAT. Let's go!
Two goats working together. Hideo,
Ooh, two goats. I mean, come on. I don't know that Jordan Peele's a goat. That's maybe a bit of a stretch. Two goats working together. I want to ask you, how are you collaborating with Jordan?
で僕はもう彼の大ファンだったんです。でお会いして非常に気が合うので、もう最初に会った時から、昔からの知り合いみたいな幼なじみみたいな感じで、で僕は映画を見て育ってゲームを作っています。でジョーダンは、ゲームを、遊びながら育って映画を作ってるんで。
Yeah, like I think the Key and Peele stuff from years ago is like still hilarious today. Whenever I see one of those old clips on social media, I saw the one the other day where I think it's Peele playing Obama, and it's like him handshaking everybody differently in the line after the speech. Like I love those sketches; those are so funny. His movies, I just don't. you know, like Get Out is like, I understand the point he's making with the movie. I didn't find it like very entertaining or like, I don't know, like artistically interesting to watch. I get the point loud and clear, but yeah, his movies are just a little, I don't know, it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. But his movies are also like, it's that kind of Black Mirror effect where it's like there's no, you're never confused why somebody like Jordan Peele is as successful as he is in today's age. Like his kind of movies and his style and his messages are like very tailor-made to today's zeitgeist. But this is a big deal. This is interesting. Everybody's got to have their own George R. R. Martin collab now. Yeah, I mean the collabs they're happening left and right. There's a lot more of that. A lot more, you know, celebrities in games. You know, Cyberpunk CDPR had a lot to do with that, with Keanu and Idris Elba, and I think it's just going to become more and more commonplace. I think it can be cool in some cases, especially when it's like a really important character in a game, like the character Keanu plays in Cyberpunk or the character Idris Elba plays. You know, because they're really great actors, they can sell the character, the likeness. It's compelling, it's immersive, it makes sense for specific games. So if the games are great, you know, who cares in my mind if there's celebrity involvement or not, as long as the end result's still, you know, high quality.
That's it.
Yeah, sketches are so funny. You know, like the football, right? The football announcement one where it's all the guys, like Devon Shower Handle. That stuff never gets old to me.
This one's 65 million years in the making.
I own an island.
I like Get Out, not the second one, haven't seen the third, yeah.
Really spectacular, spared no expense. For this place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real.
Jurassic Park game, I guess.
Can anyone hear me? This is Dr. Maya Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nubla.
Can't say I'm that interested in a Jurassic Park game.
Is anyone there?
It's kind of what I was saying earlier about like the trailer thing, you know, it's like, I don't know, do you want to just make like a Jurassic Park sequel, or do you actually have a really compelling game idea that needs to exist? Yep, another dinosaur zoo manager. Yep, kind of stumbling around. There's lightning, there's scary dinosaurs. Oh no, what's gonna happen? I bet it, what if it just eats her and she's dead? Like this T-Rex just starts ripping her apart, and it's like this total M-rated thing. Nah, see, of course they're not gonna do that. That would be interesting, that would sell me. Jurassic Park, is it VR? Survival. I can see it being VR. On the PS5, Xbox, PC. Yeah, I don't know.
Please welcome Grammy Award-winning producer, Zed.
Zed? Who's Zed? Am I supposed to know who Zed is? Or is it Zen? No, it's Zed.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
I'm
Zed.
honored to be here tonight to present the award for Best Audio Design.
This is always a cool award. Thankfully, Zed is here to usher us through it.
Games to life, creating the immersive worlds we love to explore. It's the eerie noises.
Easy with the we there, Zed.
The echoes inside an abandoned spacecraft, or the satisfying sound of shooting a web. This year, we've seen some incredible examples of audio design in games, as talented sound designers have pushed the boundaries of what's possible. Here are the nominees.
Best audio design.
I don't know, at this point, I feel like Alan Wake is kind kind of undercutting BG3, huh? Alan Wake's winning some awards tonight. Nothing for Hi-Fi Rush. Dead Space didn't get a lot of nominations. I actually wonder if a game like that would stand a chance in this category. Totally biased RE4. For audio design, though, I don't know. I mean, it does have great audio.
And the Game Award goes to Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay. I mean, that's a very audio, oriented game, so... Yeah, the one-sided shiny shirt, the backside is like matte, I believe. Goodbye, Zed. It was nice while it lasted.
信じられません。このような素晴らしい賞をいただきありがとうございます。制作チーム一丸となって取り組んだ成果を評価していただけたことを大変嬉しく思います。制作をサポートしてくださった皆様、また作品を応援していただいた皆様に心より感謝いたします。
Glad they got something they honestly deserve it. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting game. Pretty interesting game.
Translation, thank you for this amazing award. It's so glad that the work that the team has done together to achieve has been recognized here. Thank you to everyone who supported this project. And from myself, thank you to our family, friends, partners, pets. Thank you everyone, Bethesda, ZeniMax, Microsoft, and all the players out there.
Todd Howard. Who's here? Comes out in his leather jacket and matching shoes. Actually comes down on a cable over the crowd with like a fireworks gun.
Let's turn to the world of Fortnite if you haven't already.
Let's actually not turn to the world of Fortnite. I agree, Caveman. The story behind how it came to be is interesting. The whole story at Tango Gameworks is so interesting because it's Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame, which I think he actually left the studio. That's his thing. He like swoops in, has a bunch of success, creates some cool stuff, and then just vanishes into the night. That's kind of his vibe. I can only hope this Fortnite ad is bankrolling the FromSoft content we get before the show's over. That's all I can hope. Is this Fortnite doing Rocket League, or what am I looking at here? Shooting t-shirts into people's faces. You mean leather jackets. His guns are full of leather jackets. Well, I feel like this is the point where the show's starting to bore me a little bit, I gotta be honest. Let's get it going. Let's see some stuff.
Why is there always suffering? And why do the bad folks always win?
Because goodness without teeth punishes.
This looks somewhat interesting, but I don't know what I'm looking at.
Cleanse the world with blood and grow lotuses in it. That is your destiny.
Inspired by Journey to the West.
Keeper of the New West. Welcome.
Huh. What is this?
Who doesn't even know what he's destined for? Those old rascals, they surely know how to name.
Wasn't there like an asbestos am I insane, or was there actually like a contamination problem with some of that Fallout 76 crap that they mailed out to people? What if the leather jackets are like infested with asbestos? It just like like they have to clear out the whole theater. It just creates an entire crisis. Yeah, Wukong maybe. Not a bad trailer. Not a bad trailer. Yep.
Oh, sweet destiny.
Didn't we see something for this game a while back, or is this actually a debut? I don't think it is.
Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Superman. Your friends are slaughtering the people they swore to protect.
My Justice League will burn this earth down for me.
Flash, how do I stop this?
You have to kill us, Diana. We have to die to save the world. We can work with that.
Yawn. Apologies to anyone interested, but big yawn from me.
Thought you'd never ask.
He's the fastest man alive, according to all these girlfriends.
What's the plan?
Time for us bad guys to save the world.
Yeah, it's Sharkman. Oh man. Suicide Squad is just so corny. I don't know. Like, if you don't have superhero fatigue at this point, what's going on in your brain?
Suicide Squad, and joining me now are Rebecca and Megan from Digital Extremes up in Canada to talk about all things Warframe. We've got a special Warframe Twitch drop tonight for those of you watching.
Interesting transition from Suicide Squad to Warframe.
Yeah, we do. You know, it's been 10 years.
I'd rather play COD. I would too. I'm dead
We
serious.
assumed we'd get a senior's discount of some time just because
I don't say that ironically either. Like, COD is better gameplay
I know it's because our community
than
is so
Suicide
awesome,
Squad.
and we are going to be showing you the release date for our next major update.
Just so weird. Like, those Arkham games are just amazing. All of them. I really love Origins too, which I feel like always gets forgotten. I love that one. Really cool art direction, cool costumes. I feel like those games went a long way to influencing Ghost of Tsushima too. The gameplay style in Ghost of Tsushima. Just they had such a good thing going, and then it's like, oh, let's just abruptly stop this and start making trash pay-to-play games online. I don't. Well, stuff came out about them too, unfortunately, like Rocksteady. They have like really toxic culture, some weird allegations of stuff going on within that studio, which was a bummer to hear. I don't know, WB's pretty weird. You know, WB as a publisher is kind of weird. Never into superhero movies to begin with. Yeah, I like me Batman. I like some DC stuff, but yeah, just where it is right now, I don't know. I'm just interested in other things. Origins had the best boss fights. Origins is legit. I love that game. It's also the hardest to play right now. I don't believe you can play it on PS5. Or maybe even Xbox Series X. I don't know. It's not as accessible to play as like City and Asylum and stuff. Origins is so good. Yeah, the costumes, the boss fights, just the whole cadence of like going back to the Batcave. Yeah, and they used like some pretty interesting villains in Origins too. It wasn't just the run of the mill. Yeah, that was a really cool game, and I think that was made by a side studio too. I don't think that was made by the main team. I think that was WB Montreal, maybe. I think the other team was working on, kind of an A team, B team situation. The A team was working on Arkham Knight. I actually think I like Origins better than Arkham Knight.
There is so much more Game Awards ahead. You thought
Godzilla's way more interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of stuff is more interesting than typical Western superheroes that we've just been oversaturated with over the last decade. You can play Xbox, Origins on Xbox with the disc, but not digital. Yeah, it needs to be digital, on today's consoles. I just don't know that it will be, but it should be. It should be. You can play it on Wii U. You remember that when Arkham Origins came out on Wii U?
Experience the immersive world of Super Mario.
It was the team who did Gotham Knights. What the hell went wrong between Origins and Gotham Knights? Yeah, but again, at WB, I mean, I think you got a lot of suits over there making decisions based on money, not based on artistry, not based on, Bethesda. Starfield DLC? Can I just say, and I'm known for not being a Bethesda fan, no shade to you if you are, I don't think they're helping the perception of this game by continuing to show these shots of the player on an empty planet. like somebody in BGS marketing needs to understand that might not be the move right now. Truly something special. Or is this just a Starfield ad? I don't know. We congratulate all the amazing studios and nominees and celebrate an industry that brings so much joy to so many players. Is that their passive-aggressive way of being like, we weren't nominated for much tonight, but don't forget about us?
Life to the living, death to the dead. We have sworn to protect the living from the lingering dead.
Here comes Todd. Yeah, unfortunately, Todd ain't in the house. Tom's pissed because Starfield wasn't nominated for much, which does kind of surprise me. That even some of these publishing types and media types were like, not our favorite game this year. The DK area from Japanese Super Mario World looks super interesting. I saw footage of that the other day and would agree. I saw images of it. It does look interesting. Still waiting for it to open in Orlando sometime in 2025. I would go to Super Mario World, maybe. Theme parks aren't like my first travel destination, but I bet it's fun. I bet it's undeniably fun. Even if it's a total nostalgia trip, I bet it's a good time.
But don't leave me like this.
They're going so hard after negative reviews right now. Yeah, I saw that. They're like chirping back at players. I don't know. Like, it's a little hard to defend BGS at this point, I would say. That was their accolades trailer. Yeah, but it was like a lot of like blogs and stuff. Like, the best compliment was from something called Dole Shockers.
911, this call is being recorded.
There were plenty of negative comments with ChatGPT. Oh, really? Caveman, had people like been able to map the responses to language from the AI? Doesn't surprise me.
You ready?
There's just so many better studios in the business, BGS had their moment. They made so much money. They sold so many games. I kind of think post Skyrim it all just went downhill, That kind of Morrowind to Skyrim, that kind of decade they had there. I mean, they were on top of the world. They were as big as any studio in gaming. They've just been eclipsed by better studios making more interesting games on better engines. Like, Bethesda's just never really changed.
Are you ready?
They build Starfield as it was going to be like this next-gen mind-blowing thing, and it's like basically just Fallout. And if you love Fallout and, you like that BGS, game template, you're having fun because it's not old to you and, whatever. You shirk off the haters and you have fun. I mean, From has been using, a version of the same engine and similar gameplay formula for years, but, they got that gameplay formula that nobody else can touch.
Coming to mobile in 2024. Head
to the Game Awards on Twitch to vote for which title you want to win Google Play's own Play More Award.
Starfield didn't look interesting to me from the beginning, and as someone who likes space-related things, I agree. I totally agree. I also like nerdy, kind of deep sci-fi stuff, and it didn't feel like it was real earnest in its science fiction nature. You know, it was like, oh, we're just making a game with people in spacesuits and helmets and their ships. Like, it didn't feel very inspired. It just feels generic to me. Fallout is honestly more inspired, in my opinion.
Last year was definitely a highlight of my 22 years in the industry.
Fallout sucks, no offense to anyone, the shooting is just painful. Yeah, it's objectively bad. It is. I like a couple games that have objectively slow and clumsy gameplay, but yeah, whew, man. As easy as it is to dunk all over something like Call of Duty, go do Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 3, like the latest game. Go do that online for a few minutes and get a feel of the fluidity and the snappy nature of that gameplay, and then go play Starfield or Fallout. Yeah, it's pretty shocking.
Outstanding nominees.
Games for Impact.
For whatever reason, the good parts of Starfield aren't shown anywhere. Is it because the people making these trailers are idiots? I'm serious. Like, I don't think they know what they're doing. How tone deaf do you have to be getting this level of criticism about your game being empty and boring and uninspired, and then you put out a trailer showing the player avatar and a bunch of empty planets? Like, come on. They should have made it look busy and interesting and like... I'll give id Software credit. Doom Eternal is not my favorite id game. It's a very impressive game. As a Doom game, it's a little bit of a disappointment in ways. But that's because they leaned into like the Fortnite and the Apex Legends, and it's loud and it's colorful and it's crazy. Hugo Martin and his team did a really good job of making Doom Eternal very like sign of the times. And that's why it sold well. That's why it was such a successful game, because you did get people who like to play competitive online games picking up Doom Eternal. I just think BGS is tone deaf. I think they're behind the times. They're like not with it anymore. And I figured Todd was just lining his pockets and he wasn't even involved anymore, but I read some interviews. I think some of us talked about this on Discord, that he still is like approving all major decisions made on the games that come out of that studio at this point. And I just don't think Todd's hip. Like, he's not with it. Todd knew how to make a great fantasy RPG in 2006. I don't think he knows how to deliver in 2023, 2024. Honestly, he probably should step aside and let another visionary, somebody, you know, probably ageist to say, but somebody younger, somebody just from a different background, so just new ideas, right? Something different. That's a studio that needs to evolve. It's just my opinion, though.
I'm Abubakar Salim. I'm mainly known for my acting work in Raised by Wolves and Assassin's Creed Origins.
I didn't catch that fully. I'm kind of coming back into this. I thought this guy just stated he was raised by wolves.
Oh, okay.
That actually would have gotten my interest a little bit more.
This is crazy, man.
This is Bayek, though, right? Is this the Bayek voice actor?
Watching the Game Awards when I was younger, so being up here now is like...
Leland, I know you're an Origins stan. Caveman, you like Origins too. Is this... Oh, hey, it's Reggie. Is this Bayek?
Look, I've loved games all my life. I played them all my life, man, from Kingdom Hearts, Gary's Mod, Golden Sun, and it started with my dad, right? He got me into them. He understood, that game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Peter. Eternal is like a really weird, kind of fast-paced, kind of Fortnite, Apex Legends influenced Doom game. It's like less of a Doom game and it's more of just a game. Like, imagine if Doom Eternal wasn't Doom at all and it was just like a standalone IP. And it wasn't set on Hell, it was set on like another planet or something. You would just be like, sure, you'd be more accepting of it. My only real critique of Eternal is as a Doom game. It's a disappointment as a Doom game, but it's a great standalone game. Whereas Doom 2016 is the better Doom game. It's interesting. But again, I give them props for kind of tapping into the trends of the time, though, with their game. That's what they were doing. That's why it is so fast and arcadey and colorful and silly.
No, I'm going to offer you this game. A game from my old man. I hope you like it. Every story begins at the end of another.
I just hear that, yeah, you think it is him? Because I hear this guy's voice and I just want to hear, Kemu! Because he's always screaming about his son who gets killed in Origins, spoiler, sorry. It happens really early in the game, though. When I hear this guy's voice, I hear him screaming Keimu over and over. It's great. He's a great voice actor. Probably the best voice actor in Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed's actually had some okay voice actors, but I don't know, this guy might have the most interesting voice. Eternal looks like a post-apocalyptic game more than a Doom game. Yeah, it looks anything like a Doom game, honestly. 2016's cool because it has like 1 foot in classic Doom, 1, 2, 64, and then it has 1 foot in the modern. It was pushing into new territory. When I first played Eternal, it almost made 2016 seem slow and boring by comparison, but then the more and more I played, it was like, oh, 2016 is actually the better Doom game, in part because it is a little slower and a little more calculated. Eternal's a really crazy game. It's fun. I recommend it, but as a longtime Doom fan, it's, not my favorite Doom game, that's for sure. Cassandra was also great from Odyssey. Yeah, I haven't played Odyssey, but I've seen clips of that voice actress. Yeah, that makes sense. Haha, Keimu! Yeah, Keimu. I can't do it, obviously. I mean, the guy has such a unique voice. Do a playthrough of Origins where you take a shot of whiskey every time Bayek screams Keimu. Such a good game. I agree. Origins is a nice game. It is. It kind of feels more just like Egypt Adventure the game. It doesn't even feel that much like an Assassin's Creed game. It's kind of just a third-person action-adventure game set in Egypt. I think as far as AC goes, it's probably one of the best games. And they handled all the education really cool. Like, there's a lot of educational content in the game if you are like a nerd when it comes to Egyptology, which I am. It's probably why I'm pretty biased toward Origins, but yeah, it's maybe like the only AC game I would actually pick up and play today. I loved Black Flag back in the day too, but I don't really see me playing that again in the future.
7 years, y'all. Why now?
Really couldn't get into Eternal. No, it makes total sense. Like, it's an acquired taste for sure. An EA game that looks interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Bloodborne 10-year anniversary hits? Heck yeah. We got DS2 10-year anniversary. Gosh, just months away. Isn't that crazy? Makes me feel old.
In-engine trailer shows off the blend between cartoon 3D graphics with hardcore action. This is the first Berserker.
First Berserker. Don't know that I'll care, but I love in-game engine trailers.
I found you.
Looks pretty gorgeous.
By the one you trusted. Abandoned from your king. You thought you were a hero.
What do we have here? This is kind of intriguing. Kind of liking the way this is looking. Okay.
This is no ordinary ghost. You'll have to.
Maybe some Souls-inspired third-person action here. The first Berserker? Is that what they said this is called? Got to get started on your Gavilan costume? Of course you do. You might be able to get it done in time. You got a couple months. The first Berserker Kazan. Huh. I don't really know what that is, but that's interesting.
Now it's time for
Might bookmark that.
performance by the Game Awards Orchestra.
The Game Awards Orchestra.
A little bit of a twist. They're about to play music from an upcoming game that no one has heard yet. You might call it one of those world premieres, and this is a special one. It's written by one of the greatest video game composers of all time, the legendary Nobuo Uematsu. Here is the Game Awards Orchestra, led by Lauren Balfe, with lead vocals from Lauren Allred.
Jeff struggling with that pronunciation a little bit. Valiant effort.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Flute guy in the house. Looks like a mix of God of War and Dark Souls. Yeah, with maybe like a touch of Hades in there or something. Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, Anime Souls. It looks interesting. I always see a game like that, and I'm just like, I hope that gets a demo. I want to play a demo of that. I'd play a demo of that today if it was available. If it's possible, time and funds, well, you just need a helmet and a big mug full of ale. Or whatever Gavlin's drinking. I guess it might be something else. It might be human blood. It might be blood. He sells a lot of poison items. Maybe he's just drinking poisonous sludge. Let's say available February? Can someone explain to me what the timeline is with this Final Fantasy VII project? Because they're doing this in parts, right? So we've had, is it that we've had one part and now this is the second part of it? It's a very odd approach. I know it's polarizing. Some people are pissed that they're messing with it and reimagining it. But maybe if you think about it that way, like, oh, it's a reimagining of 7. I guess for some people that works, and for some people it doesn't. They want the purity. They want that one-to-one remake. Three parts, and this is the second? Okay. Yeah, and in that case, I guess it makes me feel like they're trying to just make money off the 7 name, but then on the other hand, like, Final Fantasy games typically sell so well. I don't know. I guess it's an opportunity to like revisit characters, reimagine situations and stuff. A lot of people are, you know, they're I know they're loving what Square's doing with it, but yeah, some people are pissed. Some people are not really having it. You like RPG, Mario RPG better than Final Fantasy, no offense. Mario RPG is cool. Mario RPG is cool. Also a Square project, you know? I think some people forget that. Came out significantly faster than expected. Good majority of fans are ecstatic. There's always going to be people who, yeah.
What an absolutely beautiful song from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is nominated for Most Anticipated Game tonight. Thank you to Lauren Allred and Maestro Lauren Balfe and the Game Awards Orchestra. They will be back later to pay tribute to our Game of the Year nominees. But that's not all we have tonight for Final Fantasy fans.
What we've done, that's set in stone. Or so they'll tell you, dearie. Because the future has the power to change anything. Even the past.
Final Fantasy Ireland.
Things are about to get mighty interesting.
What is this? Fortnite? Looks like Fortnite. Or Apex Legends. Also, who will not be added to Fortnite at this point? I saw Eminem is in Fortnite now. LeBron James is in Fortnite.
When Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes to Apex Legends on January 9th, and that key art you just saw was drawn by Nomura-san himself.
Not Tanaka, you don't have the attention span for Final Fantasy. I get it. I did at one point. I very much did. And I don't anymore.
By the fans and our voting jury. In the category of Best Score and Music.
Best Score and Music. Yeah, I didn't vote on this, mainly because I haven't played Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate, and Final Fantasy, and Hi-Fi Rush.
And the Game Award goes to Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy winning a music award is not that surprising, though. Those games always have great music. Dredge. Give it to Dredge.
Stars and Viewfinder. And the Game Award goes to Sea of Stars.
What?
Congrats, Sabotage. Here are the nominees for Best Community Support. Baldur's Gate 3.
Cyberpunk. They turned it around. They learned their lesson.
Final Fantasy 14 and No Man's Sky. And the Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate 3.
Makes sense.
Congratulations, Lariat. All right. Nominees for Best Fighting Game. Those are God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, it seems like MK1, maybe.
Brawl 2, Haunted Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. And the Game Award this year goes to Street Fighter.
No, Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 might actually have a bigger player base. I'm not sure though. Most anticipated. There's a lot of games. I hear you, Peter. Ronin should totally be on here though. I feel like there's a lot of games missing from here. I think I voted Tekken, and I don't even feel that strongly about it.
And the Game Award this year goes to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Congratulations, Square Nomura-san. All right. Well, it's been 8 months since the release of Honkai Star Rail, a winner.
I will say it feels like Jeff has the show set up this year where they're not even being subtle, that it's more about the reveals than the awards. The awards feel very secondary at times, almost like an afterthought, and I don't mind that. I don't.
Next destination.
Really think 2077. I mean, I get it if you don't like CDPR, it's fine, but I just feel like they turned such a new leaf with that game, and they've been so great with their community, and they've righted so many wrongs, and Cyberpunk is an amazing experience now. Yeah, I feel like they kind of earned that one. Would have liked to have seen that. Cyberpunk getting, I don't know, not really getting any love tonight. Just too bad.
Those are unforgettable memories, but they are
Questionable Chun-Li mods. Yeah, I haven't seen those, but I can imagine what you're referring to. Looks like Genshin. Yeah, what does it? Yawn. Another game that looks like 100 other games. I don't know. You should get taxed as a game developer if you make a game that looks like Genshin or Breath of the Wild. You should be taxed. I'm going to run for office, and that's going to be the first bill I pass. Actually, the first bill I would pass as a video games-oriented politician would be to actually shut down studios that announce games too early. You would actually no longer be allowed to function as a studio. I would put you out of business. I'd rule with an iron fist. I mean, in other words.
Young lady, may I ask your name? Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger.
What other category was Cyberpunk nominated in, Caveman? Looks like Honkai more than Genshin. Yeah, I can see that.
And Capcom, like all Niantic's games, Monster Hunter now is played in the real world, and tonight they have a special in-game...
Peter, I bet it's money exchanges. There's reasons why some people get to speak and some people don't. I bet. I think everything's deliberate at a show like this. But again, I think that's probably the only way Jeff's able to put it on, and it's able to have the production quality that it does.
Coming up, we've got an exclusive new look at the new Fallout series. We'll be right back.
I don't know. A little bit of a stinker of a show so far. I expected a little more. Isn't it funny? Every time it goes to break, it's like a Fortnite ad, though. It's like, don't forget who's paying the bills around here. Oh, microtransactions and NFTs, absolutely. Are people still doing NFTs? Is this still a thing? Probably ill-advised. Always was ill-advised, but now it's definitely ill-advised. I remember voting for it. Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe I voted for Cyberpunk 3 times as well. I just wanted to see it get something. Guess if nothing else, we got to see AC win. They kind of glossed over that though, which is a little disappointing. And Rise of the Ronin, that was a great trailer. Yeah, FromSoft will close the show. There's no question about that. Maybe only like, I don't even know if Nintendo would close over, and again, we know they're not going to show off anything too big at the Game Awards. Maybe like a Rockstar would close instead of but yeah, there's not many studios that would close a show like this other than FromSoft. Jeff being all giddy, you have to think it's From. I mean, he already did Kojima. I think Kojima and Miyazaki are kind of his favorites whenever he can incorporate them and their work into a show somehow. So, fingers crossed. It would make a lot of sense. It'd make a lot of sense. Rise of the Ronin, God of War satisfied me, just waiting on the end. Yeah, God of War was, that was a pretty notable announcement. Disappointed Dredge didn't win anything. It's so fresh in mind because I've been playing it. Man, I had 2 chances and it didn't win either. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything from Nintendo either. They've had a few years. I think this is the 10th year of the Game Awards. There have been like 2 or 3 shows where they haven't had any sort of presence whatsoever. Reggie's in the crowd, but Reggie doesn't even work for Nintendo anymore. They don't need it. You know, that's the crazy thing about Nintendo. You can forget how, I mean, I don't know if they still are, but a couple years ago they were the richest company in all of Japan. They don't have to do anything, and that's why they often don't. They're just so rich, nothing is a necessity at Nintendo. Yeah, right, Sean. They've already announced a ton of stuff. Luigi's Mansion, 1,000-Year Door, some stuff coming next year. They don't need to do anything. Can you believe we've still not gotten the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports though to Switch? Isn't that insane?
I'm happy to announce that players can register now for the upcoming closed beta from December 15th to 18th.
Even for Nintendo, that's kind of surprising me at this point.
It's time for the announcement of the next game from the studio that won Best Game Direction in 2021.
Sea of Stars was massively talked. Yeah, I don't know much about Sea of Stars, to be honest. Just biased toward Dredge. I sense a pretty small team made it too, and it's always cool when like the tiny teams get recognition. You hope we get a Nintendo presentation in January, February. It feels like we're probably due for a Q1 Direct. I don't think there'll be anything else, obviously, this month, but I bet by March we'll get a Direct. I would not be surprised if Switch, or if Nintendo internally was focused on the Switch too. I feel like that's why it's a lot of these remakes and ports, and it feels like things are slowing down a little bit. Like we had Pikmin, Mario Wonder, but you got to think these games have been in development for years now. I feel like they're kind of clearing their plates, you know, and I bet they have an A-team working on something. 3D Donkey Kong, 3D Mario, something big.
How did this come together, guys? Well, Jeff, let me tell you, the secret.
They have not confirmed Switch 2. No.
Focused on bringing together world-class
How small they played the Zelda anniversary. That's what they always do, though, man. They never give their legacy franchises the attention that they deserve. And it's always shocking when there's a morsel of that, when they do something. It's like, oh, wow, you actually remembered this character or this IP existed. They're bizarre. It's a hate-love relationship for me with Nintendo. Who are these dudes? This guy looks like a Cyberpunk NPC.
But with a title that is easier to say in a French accent. And when we had, when Sébastien Mitton and I...
Is this Arcane? Are these guys from Arcane?
Said, okay, let's really challenge them. Let's present our wildest take on a superhero that we both love. And we ate it up.
I'm ready for better hardware too, Caveman. The Switch really feels old at this point. It really, and it is old. It's old hardware. But they're not pressured to do anything. They could milk the Switch for another 3 years for all we know. I hope they don't. But they could, because they're so rich and they're just going to keep making money.
It's a dream come true.
Very excited to learn more.
I believe it's impossible to predict Nintendo's behavior because their business behavior is irrational and unpredictable by nature. And I don't think it's an East versus West thing, because a lot of Japanese companies and developers and studios kind of know how to cater to Western audiences and things like that. Nintendo's just weird. They're an anomaly.
Well, if my hometown was walled in, and we shared it with bloodthirsty invaders that come out as soon as the sun goes down. Ça serait un petit peu la merde, quand même.
Anything else you can tell us?
Yeah, what is this? Marvel, Bethesda, Arcane, Blade? What is this? I'm very confused.
Team at Arcane Lyon is, pouring so much love.
I'm just distracted by this guy's jacket. That's the main issue. My ears aren't working because of the jacket.
So please sit back, let us cook. And voila! Merci beaucoup! Merci!
Let us cook and voila, merci. Okay.
Stunts too. Digga Bill, thank you very much, guys. Great announcement. All right, awesome. Thanks, Digga. All right. Now please welcome the star of Twisted Metal, a nominee tonight for Best Adaptation, Anthony Mackie.
Well, thank God Anthony Mackie's here.
gave up. You guys didn't. Hey, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched Twisted Metal on Peacock. And, I have one thing to do before I get on to the award I'm supposed to represent up here, okay? Okay, all right, I know I say a lot of different things. You can't scream them all. Jeez. Now, no one knows this yet, so you three guys and everybody else is going to be the first. Because of our incredible fans, Twisted Metal is coming back for season 2 on Peacock. So, everybody get your motor revving, because you're going on another ride with John Doe.
Twisted Metal was such a good show. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it. Can't say I'm, like, particularly interested, but that's cool. There's something to it. There's some meat on the bones. It's not just another... Well, and Twisted Metal is such an old and almost forgotten IP, too, for them to... It's not like it was a cash grab or something. Somebody must have really wanted to do this adaptation. This guy is just going nuts. I don't really know what's going on.
Love you too.
There's just, like, a lot of awkward cutaways to white people in the crowd. I don't really know, like, what's going on here.
Okay, today... The best games are like living universes, constantly expanding with new content and challenges, right? And that's what this award for Best Ongoing Game recognizes. The games that continue to deliver fresh experiences for their loyal communities. Here are the nominees.
Best ongoing game. Light always pierces through. Let me put it this way. No gun, no fun.
The hour is come.
This is the other category Cyberpunk was nominated for. It has no chance in this category, though, of ongoing game with stuff like Apex and Fortnite. Let's give the richest games in the business more recognition. Let's do that.
Okay, I get so many cool points with my sons for this moment. All right, so the Game Award goes to... Shut up! Cyberpunk 20...
Oh, nice! Wow, that's a total surprise. Of the 3 nominations, this is the one they won. Which is funny, like, best ongoing game versus community support. Those categories feel a little redundant in ways. You know, good for them. Their suits screwed things up a couple years back, but I think the people in the studio actually doing the hard work, they've righted all the wrongs.
Holy.
This is cool. Good for them.
This is an incredible moment. From launch to 1.5 to 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, and now the Ultimate Edition, like the tenacity and the resilience of the team, and just wanting to bring forward stories that impact. Worlds that are immersive, you know, the world being immersive, and of course the gameplay just being fun as hell. This is an exciting team. We accept this on behalf of hundreds of people who put their hearts and souls in it. The 2 of us here. Please, Saskia, including this guy here, please say something.
And I mean, I have to include here our amazing players. They've been with us throughout the whole journey, gave us feedback, made funny memes, videos.
I really liked his comments there. Like, they seemed a little generic, but focusing on, like, we want an immersive world and gameplay that's really fun. How many dev types get up on stage and actually talk like that, though?
Just recently we shipped update 2.1 for Cyberpunk 2077, and it's for all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it is deserved. And there is actually an awesome community around Cyberpunk as a game. There really is.
Congratulations, guys. Our next guest has worked on some truly memorable games over the past 20 years, like GTA 5, Bully, Need for Speed Underground, and the Red Dead Redemption series. Now he leads.
I agree. Best action being a write-off is strange. I wonder if what Peter said, though, earlier about, like, money was exchanged and there's reasons why there's bigger spotlights on certain categories. It even makes you wonder, like, are some of the award winners, are like, do they know they're winning? And is there, who knows what's going on?
Myself and a remarkable team.
Am I looking forward to Rayman Alive? You know, I'm actually really out of the loop on Rayman Alive. I probably need to, like, check in on that. Yeah, kind of out of the loop, though, have to be honest.
AAA futuristic open world game.
I thought he was petting the other guy for a second. I mean, he might as well. Jeff might as well just pet everybody who gets up on stage next to him.
I'm seriously.
Biggest criticism of this show so far, not enough Gonzo.
But for now, I hope you all enjoy this first taste.
Biggest request for next year's show, more Gonzo. Most specific request for next year, replace Sidney Goodman with Gonzo. I would imagine someone from FromSoft is there. Yeah, you'd think Katao. I feel like even when Miyazaki doesn't show up, like Miyazaki will show up if one of his games is nominated for Game of the Year. But I feel like Katao usually comes to these things because he's their head of marketing. He might be a crowd. He's pretty low profile though, so I don't know. Not sure with the language barrier. Yeah, I don't know. Is Katao's English better than Miyazaki's? I think so. I don't know if he'd be here to do it. It could maybe even be like a rep from Bandai or something, which would be kind of lame, but we'll see. Yeah, more Muppets for sure. All these cutaway shots to like weirdos in the crowd, they should just be cutaway shots to Muppets. They should just plant Muppets throughout the theater. And every cutaway is to like a Muppet doing something strange, like Beaker just like working on a project.
Follow me.
So I guess based on what Jeff said, does it mean at the longest the show has another half hour to go? Maybe? Last Sentinel. I think we have to outlaw the word last in video game titles too. I think every video game that's going to have last in the title has already been created. I think we need to retire that word, that adjective from all future game releases. Because you can just put last in anything. It's kind of like poetry if you just use the word rain. Like if you don't know what to do in a line of poetry, just throw rain in there. It makes everything seem intriguing and mysterious. Like imagine any video game and imagine it just having last in the title. Like imagine a game about a janitor. You wouldn't call it the custodian, but what if you called it the last custodian? Right? It's interesting now. You're curious. Yeah, the new of us, the next of us, the best of us, the worst of us. It should actually be called the worst of us, probably, if we're being honest. Given decisions characters make in those games. Just everything. The Last Airbender, the last story, it's just, ugh. The first Descendant. See, these adjectives suck. The first, the last.
That was the first.
Lost isn't much better. Lost probably needs to be retired.
Now we have a new look at Hoyo versus next.
The Realest of Us, I would play. That's day one for me. This game looks like that Angelina Jolie space movie. I agree.
Their latest announcement right
I'd play The Last Custodian too. I'm not gonna lie, that'd probably be a pretty solid game. The Last Souls. Yeah, Dark's pretty overused. It's actually not as overused as Last. Surprisingly. The smelliest of us. The hungriest of us. The largest of us. The smallest of us. Yeah, so much anime stuff this year. There's been about 5 games showed off that look like they're the same game, which is always a little disappointing. Just do something different, man. As a furry, I'm in. I mean, a furry game would be interesting at this point. Yeah, this like generic anime action stuff is just making my eyes glaze over. What's this? Probably not what I want it to be. Yeah, not what I want it to be. Dragon Ball Z was by far the most interesting. I would agree, because it's Dragon Ball Z. It's really bespoke. There's nothing else like Dragon Ball Z. Wouldn't like AC6 DLC be so out of left field and exciting too? Just be like, whoa! This gameplay looks nice. This looks good. This actually looks pretty polished. I lost interest in mech games in like 2010. Yeah, mech games always feel like they kind of have some cobwebs on them, but I think AC6 kind of shook those off. AC6 is awesome. That's such a good game. Like, just if you're a gameplay junkie, it's a really good game. But I know, Sean, you actually said it didn't click with you, right? The Furriest of Us, I'd play that. I would rather get The Furriest of Us than The Last of Us Part 3.
That's amazing. Ray tracing is beautiful. Yeah, it's super real. What do you think's powering your gaming? Like a 4090? 40 series? You're actually playing on a Chromebook Plus.
You're actually playing on a $13,000 PC.
I would never have guessed that. I might have to look into getting a new Chromebook.
I'm going to throw my gaming PC in the trash and get a Chromebook. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
The tide of war.
Damn it, I think it's Destiny. Oh no. Oh, I get so excited when I see that because I want to see Sucker Punch. I want to see Blue Point. I want to see something.
We need valiant soldiers to take on these deadly robotic hordes and spread our message of peace and democracy.
You're actually playing on a Tamagotchi. How you like them apples? I would play a furry Breath of the Wild in anime. Yeah, I mean, imagine anything but like a really inappropriately placed furry protagonist. Like literally anything. Like imagine The Last of Us with its seriousness and violence and all the character deaths, but it's just a furry. Carrying it all out, going through it all. You were just bored with AC6 the whole time. It came way too late. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody. You know, it's a little bit of an acquired taste as a game. I think it's a great action game, but it does. Yeah, it's not going to click with everybody. I do like that From's mixing it up though. Like they mix it up with Sekiro. They're mixing it up by putting AC back in the mix.
We have a special surprise for you, live and exclusively here at the Game Awards.
Yui Tanimura.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Warlindor, and I present to you the Old Gods of Asgard featuring their best-selling writer Alan Wake. This is Herald of Darkness.
What if instead it was just Yui Tanimura awkwardly on stage alone? Just kind of like waving. So what are we watching here? I'm lost. Is this the Alan Wake thing? I think it's the Alan Wake thing. Oh, damn, this dude's shredding. Shredding on a V-neck at the Game Awards is a move. These guys actually sound great. Like, the singers are great. All the instrumentalists sound great. Sometimes these Game Awards live performances can be a little weird. Remember that year that it was the Red Dead kind of medley? Oh my god, that was so good. And then many years ago when Mick Gordon was here doing Doom, he had like a mosh pit. People didn't know what to do. Yeah, those are high bars to me. But yeah, it sounds good. It's weird. I like it. They're just going for it. Yeah, like clearly if you haven't played Alan Wake, you have no idea what's going on here. Getting shredding on the V-neck. Kind of looks like a henchman from a Die Hard movie, and he's just like ripping on that V-neck. A Yakuza concert? That would actually be pretty sick. I'd be down for that. That would be such a spectacle, too, like if they did it in earnest. Like a whole scene on the stage. That'd be really cool. Yeah, look at this dude. He's totally a henchman from Die Hard. But he's just shredding. Is that Sam Lake? Sam Lake is totally on stage right now. Yeah, I gotta play Alan Wake 2. Damn, I think I might need to play Alan Wake 2 before Rise of the Ronin comes out. Alan Wake 2 and Blasphemous 2 are those two games where it's like, I got too much on my plate, I'm really excited about these games, but something's got to go on the back burner. So I like purposely chose those two. Because I'm pretty confident I'm going to like both of them. So it was like, let me explore some other stuff. I'll play those later. It's interesting, it hasn't just been this pure BG3 sweep like we thought. Some other games have won some awards. Sam Lake is just like toasted right now. He's like 6 espresso martinis in, just loving his life.
Oh, wow, that was the fabulous Poets of the Fall performing in the role of Old Gods of Asgard. Thank you to the band, Sam Lake, Remedy, Epic, the cast, and everyone involved to bring that performance to life, something you will only see right here on the Game Awards. Now it's time for an update on a game we announced back at TGA in 2017.
An update on a game announced in 2017? That's kind of bleak. Encore? I might do an encore of that over some yawn-worthy trailers. What is this?
We have died 1,000 times. Whoever we were before this torture, we are now as one. Until the end. One final.
Now bringing you an update on a game we announced in 2008. Work Together or Die Together, GTFO. Developed by, was that 10 Chambers? I don't know. Made with Unity, whatever. It's like a zombie stealth horde game. Yeah, I'm out of the mix.
From 10 Chambers, crazy. That was 6 years ago. We announced GTFO, and that's the final chapter. You've got a free weekend on Steam. Looks fantastic, but I think there's a little something more you're also working on, right?
Yeah, first of all, I have to say...
Do tell, what is it?
Thank you for having me again. Of
course.
And you delicious menu. This suit is
amazing. Oh, this just took a weird turn.
Anyway.
Oh, Jeff is so uncomfortable right now.
And it's like a passion project, like all our projects are. And this one,
I mean, Jeff might have a date after the show if he's interested. I mean, that kind of felt like, you know, it was a pickup attempt, I think.
It's sort of a sci-fi thing that I've been dreaming up since I was a kid.
I mean, if you're going to shoot your shot, do it in front of an audience of millions of people, right?
It is what it is.
To the world?
Yes, we should.
You've been working on this for a number of years.
Yes.
I'm so excited. It's finally
Oh, but now Jeff has a hand on his shoulder again. What's going on here? And now he's holding Jeff. I mean, the deliciousness is on full display.
Cancel the reservation. Reset the procedure.
Continued neuroprodding may severely damage the suspect.
Reset the procedure.
Yes, standing by.
Inject. Hi, Mr. Bowman. Your subconscious was just spilling the beans about your recent Akajima district break-in. Let's continue. What were you hoping to find in the Nexus Sentinel? You motherfucker! There's no use in fighting. I will get what I want.
Getting steamy. Yeah, that was NSFW, if I do say so myself. This is a terrible trailer. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm not liking the way this is put together. How long are we going to look at this guy looking at this guy through a window? Almost went for the butt. He did. But Jeff seemed to be reciprocating, which made it more interesting. Jeff was kind of like, yeah, I'm delicious, and yeah. When is this going to end? Listening to this guy scream. What game you like to be remade? Fear. That's a deep cut. That's an old game. That'd be cool. That game really had a moment too. I feel like that game was God, what? I'm trying to think what year that came out. Was that like 2006 or something? It's like pretty old. It was like PS2 maybe? PS2 era? Or maybe it was PS3. I don't know. PC game trailers are almost always awful. I would agree. And I don't know why that is. When you watch so many trailers in succession, though, you definitely, without even thinking about it, start kind of picking up on, like, the ingredients of a really engaging trailer, whether it's a game you want to play or not. Like, just give us something entertaining to watch, you know? Super early PS3. Yeah, that sounds right. Probably 2005, 2006, like right when the new consoles came out. Fear people have something cooking. The Last Fear.
Good to go?
Easy in, easy out.
Yeah, this is boring as hell. That's our ride. Hop in. We gotta get away from the bad guys. Our spacesuits won't protect us. Master the Apocalypse. I would rather not, if I'm being completely honest.
That was Exoborn. I met with the team at Gamescom to take a look at that upcoming tactical open world extraction shooter.
Come on, Jeff. It's a weeknight. Once this was not needed. Peter's trying to get to bed at a reasonable time, Jeff. Come on. Stop being delicious and get to this Elden Ring DLC trailer.
Exo rigs to help master the apocalypse, as they say. Much more is coming.
I've just had my fingers crossed for like Housemarque, Sucker Punch.
Welcome the voice of Loki in Asgard's Wrath 2, one of the most ambitious.
Assume we wouldn't see Nintendo.
Matt Mercer.
Assumed probably nothing new from Capcom right now. We did get Ronin. That's awesome. The release date is so much sooner than we expected. But yeah, I'm kind of running out of ideas here of what might be left.
I've been working with the Sanzaru team and bringing Loki to life.
Exobutt. Yeah.
Asgard's Wrath 2, as a lifelong gamer, I'm honestly blown away So I'm honored to be a part of this franchise and want to thank everyone at Sanzaro Games, at Oculus Studios.
Asgard's
and
Wrath
Northwest.
2. More
So,
ass,
without further ado,
more
let's
wrath.
enjoy the trailer for Asgard's Wrath 2.
Who the hell is this guy? I don't got time for a smarmy, long-haired guy in a suit claiming he's a lifelong gamer. Let's get on with the show here.
Bleed these lands dry.
Nothing Spyro related as well. Did you see Spyro just got added to the new season of Crash Team Rumble? I would totally play it if they just added an offline mode. I think it's such a missed opportunity they went pure online for that. I think they'd really expand their player base if there was some offline content you could play with AI bots or something. Yeah, kind of disappointing. Would be cool if there was something new with Spyro, though. And I kind of kept wondering if Toys for Bob had that in the plans before Activision had them work on, you know, an online game and Call of Duty and stuff like that. It felt like coming off of Crash 4, which I love. Crash 4 is one of my favorite platformers of all time. Kind of felt like they had something cooking with Spyro. They even like shared some Spyro Easter eggs, but I don't know. Tough to say. It's got to be tough working for the Activision overlords at times, even if you and your team have some good ideas. It's that Matt Mercer voice actor. He's the Critical Role D&D podcast guy. Incredibly cringe. Okay. Seriously, 5 a.m. wake-up call. You're being a trooper, Peter. I have a gut feeling this is going to be worth the wait. Because I think we're getting it. Even if you're just a little extra sleepy tomorrow morning, I think it's going to be worth it. This show has been a little light, in my opinion, versus some past years. It has been. Jeff's excitement, I think it's got to be proportionate, you know, and I think as Caveman said earlier, Elden Ring news, you know, kind of makes all this waiting worth it. Yeah, CTR need to be free to play. Yeah, or like have people pay for maybe like single player offline kind of story campaign content and then have on the online mode be free to play.
Amazing year, not just for games, but for adaptation.
And they could maybe even add like cosmetic microtransactions, you know, like don't make people pay to win, but just have that option if they felt like they needed to bankroll free to play. But it just, yeah, it feels to me like there's other models they could have went with.
Now, how about we turn on some lights?
Matt Mercer's the definition of smarmy gamer. Yeah, I don't even know who Matt Mercer is, so I guess I'm not missing out. Meta sucks, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like gaming coming from like Amazon and Netflix and Meta just doesn't. It feels disingenuous. There's no history there. There's no legacy there. It's just some executives trying to get in on something, you know. And it really didn't work with like Luna and Amazon, and it didn't work for Google. Yeah.
War never changes.
Yeah, just a bunch of fluff. I agree for the most part. Yeah, it's been kind of a snooze fest. Like we couldn't care less about this. Okay, twist. Todd Howard is in the suit. He's in the power armor. And it's really hot in there because he's got several layers on, including the leather jacket.
Thank you for having us, and we are incredibly excited for you all to
Todd, take off the helmet. What if the person in the power armor actually just started attacking these actors? I mean, it would make the show more interesting at this point. I would become a lot more interested. I would scooch closer to the screen. Oh, he's here! And he's not wearing leather! Boo!
Good catch, buddy.
Boo!
Probably hurry this up. I don't think he can breathe in there.
Yeah, how you doing, big man? Okay. All right, let's go.
Okay, so this year, video games and film and television were bigger and better than ever.
I think Todd's had some Botox, too. I think he's used some of his money. Tighten up that forehead and those cheeks. He's looking pretty shiny these days. The meme of Todd Howard coming to your door and attacking you is one of my favorite video game memes ever. kind of forget how long the Todd Howard memes have been going on. It's like longer than you think. It's like a solid 10 years, at least.
The best
Todd might win the award for best heel turn, I think. Best dev heel turn. Oh boy. Oh, it's Neil Druckmann. If money should be falling out of anybody's pockets as they make their way to the stage tonight, I think you're looking at the guy who it should be.
Clock's ticking. Shout out to my partner in crime, Craig Mason, who's watching up in Canada, getting ready for season 2. Huge thank out to our Naughty Dog family. This wouldn't exist without all your incredible hard work.
Thank out.
Thanks to HBO and the support they've given us, and a lot of big thanks to our Last of Us community. None of this exists without you. Thank you so much.
Druckmann, is it just me or does Druckmann sound wasted?
Partners at Sony Pictures. Special shout out to Carter Swan.
I still need to watch the new Castlevania. How is it? Has anybody in here seen it and can vouch for it? I feel like I've heard good things, but I can't remember. It's animated awesome, an awesome story. That's cool. I like that they went with animation. Yeah. Temptation is always to go live action these days. How about Zelda going live action? That's so nuts. I feel like it's going to be so unhinged. Even Mario, like, we didn't need the Mario movie, but I guess after all these years, like, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, sure, it's not that shocking. A lot of appeal, could make a lot of money. It did make a lot of money, but live action Zelda, like who's begging for that? The farming games are still haunting us. They are. Was that last year when it was just like all farming sims? I kind of feel like the farming sims are finally dying off. Oh my god, last year, maybe it was Summer Game Fest or it was one of these shows. It was just like 60% farming sims. Live action Donkey Kong costume? That sounds like the stuff of nightmares, honestly.
When I was younger, struggling with
Probably a fine line between a live action Donkey Kong costume and the Guardian Ape.
anxiety and put it into
Yeah, Nintendo had 70 farming sims. Well, and it was like other devs too. Just everything was like, oh, this is our farming sim. It's enough. I don't want to mine ore
game, which
in your rip-off game.
Mary is taking a core of something that happened in my life, keeping that and fictionalizing the rest of it. Whenever someone tells me that they've cried from something that I've made, it's always when people cry is where I feel, yes, I want to keep doing that. I want to keep making.
That's like maybe he takes the award for the most narcissistic comment of the night. When I hear that people cried over my work, I really get, I'm really happy about that. It's in your list of costumes to come. You mean Guardian Ape for real? Could you imagine doing Guardian Ape, but you're like you have like the parasite head and you're holding the ape head? That would actually be pretty sick. That'd be a Halloween costume that like 5 people would catch. No live action Donkey Kong? Okay. Well, my vote's for Guardian Ape. You should think about it. Our journey continues. You notice too a huge trend. I mean, like, I think a big reminder of this trend is GTA Online. It's a big reason why it's taking them so long, because they had a cash cow and Take-Two wanted all that money from GTA Online. It was a bigger cash cow than they expected. But you see a lot of games now have these crazy long shelf lives. And I think a lot of publishers want their studios doing that. It's like, build us something that people will play for 10 years. You remember that with Halo, right? It's like, well, this is Halo Infinite's it. This is Halo for the next 10 years. And it's like, that's depressing to me to hear. You know, and then it comes out and it feels unfinished and clunky. Yeah, I hate that trend. I hate that trend. I miss the days when it's like studios just kind of pumping out games like, here's our new idea. We kept it in the oven as long as we could stand to, and we're already on to cooking up the next thing. Enjoy this as long as you want, but also expect something new from us soon. That's, again, biased toward From Software, because that's how they roll. They could have spent 10 years more developing Elden Ring, and what's the point? Pump it out, move on to the next thing. But, I mean, that's just me. But I can understand there's so much money to be made in these games having 10, 15-year shelf lives. People look at the games that have done it, you know, and the publishers that have made crazy money with a game that's, you know, been played for 10, 15, 20 years in some cases. Everybody wants it. But they're like one in a million. You know, it's striking gold in video gaming. And I actually think some studios are like built to do it, and they know how to do it because they've done it before. They understand like that recipe for success. So many studios don't. I actually wonder if that's the problem Naughty Dog's run into with their Last of Us multiplayer game, where it's like, ooh, this is actually really hard to do and to do right.
Something without boundaries. And we're going to let everyone play in it together. It's, you know, a place where people can live.
Cyberpunk is such an interesting example because if you remember, they actually had an online mode planned. It almost sounded like a GTA 5/GTA Online model. They abandoned it due to the issues at launch. And then they focused on now for a couple of years just adding content to the base game. And there's obviously a full expansion, but then there's been all these little updates that have added like meaningful content to the game. So that's kind of interesting. Like they've really expanded a single player game over the course of a couple years. That's pretty cool. But that's an exception. That's an exception. Everybody wants something that's going to be online for the next 10 years, and good luck.
Updating 10 years from now.
All right, so Game Awards 2033. We'll be back.
They better make this slogfest worth it. I think they will. I think they will. Jeff's really paying the bills this year, though, isn't he? Dead serious, I'm opening Rise of the Ronin on my other monitor right now. I need to watch the trailer again. Even if it's on mute, I'm going to watch it again. That's really cool, too. So they revealed it in September of 22. Remember that. And it's going to come out in March of 24. They're doing it right. They showed us something when they actually had something to show us, and they didn't make us wait that long. Yeah, this like opening beheading scene is so cool. Now, I'm sensing we have like a character, like a protagonist, like sort of Sekiro style, like a wolf. We actually have a protagonist in this game. I'm sure there's customization. Like you're this guy, you're this Ronin, but I'm sure there's a lot of customization. It looks beautiful. Yeah, that shot, I came in. I remember you mentioning that shot of the horse galloping in next to the ocean. Very Ghost of Tsushima. The grass looks great, though. The water looks great. The island in the distance looks great. I wonder if you can swim or if water's insta-death. Even the grasses, though, blowing in the breeze. Some of the embers on the particles. It looks nice for a Team Ninja game. This grappling, the grappling onto this like weather vane and then going into the wings, the sailcloth wings, that feels very Assassin's Creed. And then an aerial attack. Yeah, and then once they show the guy with the rifle, and then he's starting, he shoots with the rifle, and then he closes in with his sword, that feels very Neo. Yeah, this is so cool. I'm going to have to dissect this trailer a lot more later after the show.
For years to to show that to you. And again, created by the team at Hello Games. So very, very exciting. And I'm excited to see games like that show kind
Yeah, I think Cyberpunk, they never did third-person mode because they just artistically didn't want it. They really wanted you to be immersive. They wanted you experiencing the game through your eyes. I was kind of averse to it at first, but then the more and more I played the game, I really came to like and appreciate it. I'm actually glad it's not third-person. I could see people wanting that option. Oh, damn, does this guy have like a torn Achilles or something? Kind of a bummer to have a boot at the Game Awards. Yeah, Katao made a mention about old hunters.
To address the elephant in the room. My foot's fine, you guys. I did tear my Achilles.
I called it! Torn Achilles!
Playing pickup basketball in Miami.
That's not a sick story, man.
Story to this, you guys, but the story is this. As you age, as you get older, particularly as you...
I also feel like Old Hunters is probably the most impactful DLC they've done, because Bloodborne's not as good of a game without Old Hunters, in my opinion. The base game feels more incomplete to me. It's not underwhelming. It's obviously a great game, but I think if you know Bloodborne well, you know exactly what I mean. All the cosmetics, the weapons, the bosses, the music... Old Hunters adds so much depth, and it feels like Bloodborne needed that, whereas like DS3, like I love the DLCs, but it almost didn't need them to feel complete. So I like Katao making that mention, because it makes me think like, ooh, we're in for a lot of content.
Now, RTS is a genre that I was...
Content that you almost couldn't imagine the game without after the fact.
Building armies and obliterating my enemies in Age of Empires, Command and Conquer.
This guy's been talking a long time.
Absolute all-time favorite game, StarCraft. Yes! So happy you guys cheered for that. Now, if you've been destroyed by carriers and void rays on BNet at any point over the past 10 years...
I'm jumping back over my other browser. I'm looking at Rise of the Ronin again. I love all the cloths and scarves and capes. Like, I think the fashion's just going to roll in this game.
It was made by a team of ex-StarCraft...
I love this scene where they're, like, running into a big mob battle in the snow. Like, imagine actually getting to play through that. It looks like you have some allies. There's a bunch of enemies. Blood all over the snow, which is a cool moment. It looks like the player character he's maybe using the grapple hook to grab like an explosive barrel and throw it into enemies.
A pretty badass new character who I may or may not have gotten to voice. Let's have a look.
As soon as someone says badass, I tune out. Yeah, this is a cool trailer, just revisiting it. And I love this like villain, this antagonist character at the end with the handgun and the mask, cocking that revolver and seeing the chamber spin. What a great detail. Forge Your Fate, March 22nd. Damn. I am excited.
In God's name have we done?
Well, Peter, remember the kite glider actually comes from Wind Waker, where you needed your magic meter to use it. But that, of course, it was more fleshed out and it's a little more dynamic in Breath of the Wild. But yeah, that's a Zelda idea that's been around for 20 years. I will say, though, it being a full wingsuit is pretty sick. That does feel like it differentiates it. And Team Ninja, they love like feathers and birds, and they're very, very into that. So it's, like aesthetically, it looks so cool. The grappling could add a lot of fun. I mean, think about what grappling did in Separate Ways, the RE4 DLC. Like, once you play with Ada's grappling gun, you almost don't want to go back to Leon because it's so fast and fun and snappy.
And now
this guy sucks. Get him off stage. Go back to Miami, dude. Tear the other Achilles. Spare us this monologue. Okay, best action adventure. This is an interesting category. Yeah, grapple mechanic seems awesome. Seemingly can hookshot anything. See, wouldn't that be cool? It's just like, yeah, hookshot anything. The world is your playground. RE4 for action adventure feels pretty appropriate. I know a lot of people like Jedi Survivor. I'd like to see RE4 get some love.
No surprise here. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of
No surprise. If nothing else happens today, at least we get Rise of the Ronin minus the loss of bedtime. Yeah, I mean, especially for like East Coast folks, yeah, it's definitely kind of a late show. But it also felt like it started kind of early, and you consider like all the North American time zones, it started kind of early too.
I'm so glad to be able to be here to accept this award on behalf of everyone who worked together to create this game.
I don't know, like Tears of the Kingdom is fine. I don't hate it as much as I thought I did. I would just rather see Pikmin get some love, you know, at a show like this. I feel like if everything Nintendo did this year, Pikmin 4 is the kind of crowning jewel in my opinion. Just wish it felt like a little more represented at the show. But, it's Pikmin. It's not Zelda. It's not Final Fantasy. It's Pikmin. It's always going to be a little more niche.
Everyone's unique.
What award was this? Game direction? I think it's action adventure, Caveman.
Personal story as an adventure through the lands of Hyrule. And to all the players, you have my sincere thanks.
It's almost midnight in Venezuela. This feels eternal. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. It's also longer than he said, though. He said, like, expect about 2.5 hours.
Congratulations, Mr. Anuma.
And we're over. We're way over.
A few more categories at the Game Awards.
It's too long. We've talked about this. 2-hour show. 2-hour show.
Final Fantasy 16. Lies of P.
Probably BG3, right? For RPG, this is going to be BG3.
And the Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. No surprise there. Kind of feels like we're rounding the bend, though. Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4.
City Skylines 2.
Come on. Those are weak competitors, too. It's got to be Pikmin 4.
And the Game Award goes to Pikmin 4.
Yeah! Hell yeah, it got one. Just like AC6, it got one.
FC24, F123, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motor Factory.
I feel like Forza will probably take this pretty easily.
Forza Motorsport.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah, Pikmin 4 though. Pikmin 4 and AC6 each won an award. And we got Rise of the Ronin.
Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6.
Diablo or BG3 probably.
And the Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate fighting back against Alan Wake.
Nominees for our Player's Voice Award, 100% voted by the fans.
Oh, well, in Phantom Liberty, Cyberpunk did win Best Ongoing. I'm happy about that as well.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
I don't really understand this category.
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Give it to Cyberpunk.
The Game Award goes to Baldur's Gate.
Oh boy, BG3 coming in hot.
Congratulations, Lariat.
Forza winning counterbalances Pikmin winning. Dude, nothing can. The power of Pikmin is unparalleled. Was that enough peace for you? We did it. We did do it. Celebration of mobile gaming from Samsung and Google. I'd rather not celebrate this, actually. I guess it was 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 8 instead of 7:30. Yeah, I mean, that first half hour, it seems like they kind of considered a pre-show, but even if you factor that in, we're still over 2.5. We're heading toward 3, so yeah, it's too long. They need to figure out how to make this 2 hours. They do. And honestly, what draws it out are these longer promotional pieces like this. I mean, this is what makes it long. And some of these people who clearly paid to get up on stage and ramble. The actual awards and like some of the actual world premiere trailers, they don't take up that much time. It's all this BS that does. Yeah, he's got to get this to 2 hours, though. It would be so much more enjoyable. I kind of forgot that, like, last year, yeah, we were all, like, exhausted at the end. It's such a gauntlet. Man. Obviously, I'm not a streamer. You know, I prefer doing things kind of on my own time, pre-produced. Anytime I fire up Streamlabs, though, and do something like this and talk for 3 hours, it just gives me appreciation for people who do this all the time. Yeah, trailers should be bam bam, talking should be 2 minutes max. Yeah, they could tighten it up. It'd be hilarious if we show Shadow of the Erdtree during an ad break. What would be more hilarious is if at the end, kind of like they do in sports, you know, like a guy shooting free throws and it cuts. It's like half ad, half live game. if they got to the final and Jeff Keighley is like, finally, I am so honored, and then it goes to half screen and it's a Fortnite ad. Miyazaki like comes out of the floor, like Gangnam Style Psy in Korea doing a show to fit 500 million people, and we can't even see. It's like which pixel on the screen is Miyazaki because there's a Fortnite ad. It actually goes down to a third. It's 2/3 Fortnite ad. It would basically be the Game Awards in a nutshell. The Bill Clinton kid, that was insane. That was so insane. Probably the most iconic Game Awards moment ever. People always point to that one guy, the It Takes Two director, like cussing a lot on the mic. No. It was totally the Bill Clinton kid lurking behind Miyazaki as he accepted the award for Elden Ring. That is the most iconic Game Awards moment ever. Yes, he was arrested. And apparently Jeff said they have added security this year to prevent that. That's why it'd be so crazy if he still got on stage somehow. The Fallout power suit armor guy comes back out and it's just the kid. He's like talking about Jeffrey Epstein's island or something, and they just, security guards tackle him, but they can't because he's in the power suit. He's just fighting them off.
Welcome back to the Game Awards. We still got some awards to hand out. Timothy Chalamet will be here to help.
Oh no.
We have some more world premieres.
The protagonist of Lies of P is here. What more could we be seeing from Square Enix? Creative Business Unit 3. That's an amazing company name.
Some sort of crystal. Enlightened souls.
Is this DLC for 16? Big Final Fantasy night. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you're eating good. I just don't really care these days. But a lot of Final Fantasy tonight. I feel like Square just loves showing off their stuff. They're just like giddy about trailers and showcases and stuff. Like, why is Timothy Chalamet? Timothy Chalamet is just like, why is he here? I mean, if there's a draft in the building, he'll just blow off the stage. He weighs like 45 pounds. You better make sure all the doors are sealed. Nobody has to like get up and go to the bathroom. Didn't care about the remake. So the remake like got you... Was it that the remake got you back into Final Fantasy, or it got you into Final Fantasy for the first time?
Final battle in Final Fantasy 16 with Echoes of the Fallen, which is out tonight on PlayStation 5. There's a shadow drop for you.
That is cool. It's out tonight. I always like when devs do that.
Please welcome one of our industry's greatest creative forces, the creator of Call of Duty and global GM.
Oh my god! A line that's never before been said. One of our industry's most creative forces. The director of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Theater sounds pretty quiet at the moment. Isn't it great being late to the party, Caveman, on like certain games and series? That can be really fun sometimes, where you just miss the boat for some reason, and then you feel like you have this treasure trove to sink your teeth into. That's always fun.
It's really normal for teams of hundreds to work for years on huge open worlds that are condensed into one package. When that chaos has somehow been harnessed into a cohesive artistic expression, that's great game design.
Yeah, my peak with Final Fantasy was like 10, 12, 13. That was kind of the era I was playing those games. Fell off after 13. Best game direction. I feel like Alan Wake probably has a good shot. I haven't played it, but it looks pretty inspired, pretty interesting. Baldur's Gate 3 is obviously a really nice looking game visually, but I don't know that it's like sort of inspired in the same way Alan Wake is. I don't think Mario wins this. I'm kind of surprised it's even nominated, honestly. Again, Pikmin. That still life, natural, earthy quality of Pikmin. Like, it's better in here. all the UX, all the menus, all the Mario's. Oh, nice. I'm kind of surprised Mario got. It feels like Mario got a little shoehorned into some of these categories. Again, I like Wonder; it's a great game, but Alan Wake though, maybe outshining BG3 tonight. I feel like this has made it unpredictable who's going to win Game of the Year. That was you with Persona. Yeah, coming to the party way late. Yeah, that's really fun sometimes.
We want to thank Epic, Hector, Nico for believing in our vision.
Crazy vision.
Crazy vision, yes. Direction is nothing without a team to actually build it. And huge thanks to Remedy team.
Well, I do feel like Sam Lake kind of approaches his games with the attention to detail of like a novel or like, film or something.
We can pull into different directions.
Makes sense.
And nothing comes out of it. But when
it's kind of crarisy, he won an award, danced in a really unhinged way all over the stage, and now he's back up accepting another award. It's been a good night for Mr. Lake.
We can make miracles. We can make art. And we can be more than the sum of our parts.
And I'm so excited. I am going to show you live gameplay of Max Payne Remastered.
Next Monday, December 11th, New Game Plus, the final draft is going to be coming out. New story content. So yeah, go play it. Thanks.
No, that's cool.
Thank you. Thank you, Game Awards.
Call of Duty dude was about to like push them off the stage. He's like, let's get moving here. Come on.
Please welcome Gustav Tillerby, the creative director of The Finals.
Of the what? The music's so loud, I don't even hear what the woman said. What?
When we started building this game, we set a bold vision for ourselves.
No hello, hi, how are you? Nice to be here. This guy is cutting right to the chase. I like it. He's cognizant of Peter's bedtime.
Standing here today, I'm so proud and grateful for the amazing team at Embark Studios who helped make this crazy dream.
No, I think this title would be more interesting if you shoehorned the word last in there. The last finals?
You play the finals.
The finals, comma, last?
Experience of my entire career. You're not just a part of this journey. You guide us and you inspire us, and I love you for that. Now,
it's a bit much, in my opinion.
And keep your eyes peeled for the launch date at the very end. It might be sooner than you think. Thank you, and enjoy.
Okay. Well, this looks unique. I can't say I've ever seen a game that's looked like this before. Always love when there's season talk. Nothing gets me ready to break out a credit card like talk of a season. Tired Patrick meme. Yes, I wish we had our Discord emotes in chat right now, because it is definitely Tired Patrick time. I'm feeling it too. I had an espresso before this started too, and any help it gave me is gone. The Finals. What a terrible name. Yeah, this looks like some Ubi trash to me. I mean, I don't know. I hate to be so judgmental with games, because I know like people try their best, and there's lots of, even at some of these grimy companies, there's talented people just doing their best, trying to do good work. But, I don't know. I guess on some level I feel like it's someone's responsibility to work for a company that's actually doing good, inspired work, and a company that's not slimy and toxic. You have the power to leave a company, to change jobs, to, I don't know, easy for me to say though on the sidelines.
That's right, the Finals is out tonight on Steam, Xbox Series X.
Elden Ring DLC. I mean, come on, it's gotta be, right?
After the show,
The show's missing a heavy hitter. It is, objectively. A lot of us care about Rise of the Ronin, but that's borderline mainstream, you know? That's kind of a niche game.
Congratulations. You can pour over the winning island from our TGA map, and while you're there, collect all the TGA trophies for an XP boost. We want to help you unlock those Peter Griffin skills.
Yeah, or be salty. I agree, Gabe, man. There's got to be something.
Still to come, the presentation of Game of the Year, featuring our orchestral salute to the nominees.
Yeah, I agree. The show's missing a heavy hitter. And again, we just saw Rockstar's big trailer. We know Bethesda has nothing to show. CDPR doesn't have anything to show. You count out CDPR, Rockstar, Bethesda. What else would it be? What other studio? Capcom's not showing off a new game, and I don't think they'd close a show anyway. We've had a lot of Square tonight. Oh, I'd be so pissed if it was Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog closes the show with a multiplayer game trailer or something. Oh, that'd be such a buzzkill. But I don't think, I don't think. It's probably wishful thinking, but as I kind of rack my brain, it's like, what studio hasn't been represented and very likely has something to show us from Software? What studio has enough clout and enough awareness and enough popularity to close a show like this from Software? What studio has a history of closing a show like this from Software? What two legendary devs does Jeff have a lot of admiration with, and I think, somewhat of a personal relationship with? Kojima and Miyazaki. He's already showcased Kojima. So, we know Kojima's not closing the show. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. And I don't think FromSoft shows us a new game until they showcase Elden Ring DLC. I think we see the DLC and we have a release date for it before they show us anything that's coming after Elden Ring. It's gotta be Elden Ring. It's gotta be.
All night you've been voting on Twitch for which mobile game you're hyped for in 2024.
Have we? Have we been voting all night on Twitch for mobile games?
Awesome. Thanks, Sydney. Well, now it's time for tonight's final world premiere. That's right, we're getting towards the end of the show. And this one, I will let speak for itself.
Is this it? Huh? What? Is this like Ark? Is this Ark? You're closing the Game Awards with Ark. I mean, I'm sorry. I know people like Ark. It's not to throw shade on Ark necessarily. I was wrong. Capcom did have something to show. Oh, it's Monster Hunter. Oh. I mean, come on, man. I know Monster Hunter's huge, but that's how you close the Game Awards? No. Would Jeff do, but there's one last thing? Would he do the Nintendo one last thing? Could there be a one last thing? A Monster Hunter 2025? Like, no shit there's going to be a new Monster Hunter game in 2025. I could have guessed that. Oh, what a bummer. That's how you close the show?
Please welcome to the stage.
No, I will not welcome. Go away. Where's Hidetaka Miyazaki?
It's so great to have
It's not great to have you. I'm devastated to have you.
earlier this fall, where you showed me the gameplay, you gave me a demo.
Like, of course there's more Monster Hunter games coming, and Monster Hunter's fine.
Wants to know, we saw 2025.
But, like,
when do we get to play this?
はい、ようやく、発表することができました。モンスターハンターの新作です。こちらですね、9月に、ゼフさんにも見ていただきましたタイトルなんですが、
I'm sort of in disbelief. I'm holding out hope. Jeff's gonna do there's one more thing.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm very happy to finally be able to
announce this title to everyone.
I think Yoshiaki Koizumi from Nintendo is actually going to come out and he's going to do the proper one more thing. Please watch.
I think everyone wants to know, when do they get to see more on this?
The theater, you could hear like a pin drop. I mean, I don't know who's filling out the theater tonight. Obviously, people from studios, some content creators. Whether you're like a FromSoft hardcore fan or not, people are interested to see what they're working on, what they're showcasing, whether you're going to play it or not. People are just curious what FromSoft's up to. You can hear a pin drop. It's crickets. Come on. You don't close the Game Awards with Monster Hunter.
We plan on revealing more information about this game in the summer of 2024, so we hope you keep an eye on it.
December 24th. So that trailer and then nothing more for a year. Who cares?
I would like to thank
Get out of here.
fans for all of your love and support throughout all of these years. We couldn't have done it without you. Capcom will continue to create.
The only question is, why are you not from Software?
The best is yet to come.
Is the best yet to come?
Great to see you. All right. Well, now to present Game of the Year from the upcoming films Wonka and Dune Part 2.
Oh no. Timothy Chalamet?
Controller 360.
Why is he presenting Game of the Year?
The imagination, passion, and technical brilliance of the 6 nominees for the Game of the Year were truly inspiring. Here with
I would know.
Celebrating each of these games, once again, Lorne Balfe and the Game Awards Orchestra.
Did you actually go and get a sandwich? Jeff said he was showing the last world premiere of the night, and it was a Monster Hunter game, which makes me think they're going to announce Game of the Year and the show's going to go off the air. Because I don't know that Jeff wants to upstage the winner of Game of the Year with another reveal. That might be it. Ugh. The comments speak for themselves. I actually can't see the live comments right now. Are people just pissed? Are people raging? Are people like, that's it? I feel like even if you're a huge Monster Hunter fan, you're like, okay. Yeah, announcing that you're going to have more information about a game in 12 months is a lame move. I'm sorry. I'd be pissed if one of my favorite studios did that. That's dumb. What a way to kill the buzz, if there was any buzz to begin with. Well, and it's kind of interesting, right, that like Rockstar, they want to do their own thing. Because you'd think that the GTA trailer just days ago, that would have been perfect to close a show like this. They want to do everything their own way. There's nobody as secretive in gaming as Rockstar, not even from Software. So he couldn't have had that. Nintendo does things on their own time and their own programs. It's just from Soft. I was sure it was going to happen. I mean, I guess we halfway hold our breath to the very end, but I don't know. Yeah, right. Might try it. Might be good. Might be a great Monster Hunter game. Monster Hunter's fine. Like, yeah, it's not a show closer though. It's not. And I know he has to like sell the show, but I guess it's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder if he and his team were scrambling at the last minute, and it's just like, damn, we don't have anything else. Like, this is as good as it's gonna get. We have to put Monster Hunter at the end. I almost feel like Kojima's game, right? And bringing out Jordan Peele and stuff, that would have almost been more appropriate. It wouldn't have satisfied me, but it would have made more sense. Like, oh, it's Kojima's weird new game in collaboration with Jordan Peele, and it's on Xbox. I would have understood that more. I think that was an objectively bad call. Unless it's like pay to play, right? Did like Capcom pay enough money that they got to be the show closer? I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of overlooked platforming mascots right now. And yeah, Spyro's one of them for sure. Spyro feels like just not even part of the conversation. Like, I don't think anybody's thinking about Spyro other than fans who want something. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to upstage the winner of Game of the Year with another reveal. I think the show's going to abruptly end. And he especially doesn't want, like, Bill Clinton kid coming in, you know, with a jetpack or something at the very end. So it's probably just going to end. Damn. What a bummer. Yeah, objectively bad call there. Should have at least put Kojima at the end if this was all he had to show.
And the game of the year is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, no surprise there. It felt like the biggest game this year. Oh, what the hell is this dude wearing? I would have liked to have seen Alan Wake get it, but yeah, this doesn't shock me. I voted for RE4, pretty much assuming it wouldn't get it. RE4 got nothing. That's a bummer.
I didn't expect it anymore. Thank you so much. A game like Baldur's Gate 3 isn't possible if you don't have an incredible team working on it. And the team at Larian spent their hearts and souls for 6 years on this game in sometimes very difficult circumstances. This was our COVID game. Along the way, we lost quite a few people also, so we want to dedicate this to all the people we lost, and especially to Jim, our lead cinematic artist, who passed away in the last month. I want to thank over 2,000 people, so sit back and relax. But I also want to thank everybody that supported us throughout this.
Well, guys, that was a bit of a letdown. Definitely not the show ending most of us were expecting. I mean, expecting BG3 to probably win this award, but just that last premiere, yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. This was still fun, though. It was still fun to hang out and watch, and oh yeah, definitely not the way I thought the show was going to end. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. One last thing.
Congratulations, Fanning. Congratulations to all of tonight's winners. We'll see you next year
Nope.
at our 10th
Damn, that was it.
Game Awards, which I'm happy to announce will return right here to the Peacock Theater on Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Happy holidays.
I guess I'm bummed.
Good night.
I'm glad Pikmin won. I'm glad Cyberpunk won. I'm glad AC6 won. We got a sick Rise of the Ronin trailer. It's coming so much sooner than expected, but yeah, bit of a letdown. Bit of a letdown. Oh. R.I.P. Did Larian work them all too hard? Why are they all dying? That was a weirdly morbid acceptance speech. He was less accepting the award, and he was more like just, yeah, like doing eulogies for people who apparently died. Damn. Yeah, I would agree. One big trailer was Rise of the Ronin. That was a big surprise. Yeah. Yeah, back at you, Leland. Thanks for everybody for hanging. I enjoyed doing this, and I intend to do it again next year. I hope they let me back. It's fun for what it is, even if you're making fun of it, I think. So, yeah, I enjoyed hanging. Thanks for hanging. I'm going to stop talking. That's what I'm going to do. Kind of dark start. No, I think that was the joke of the night, Peter. You don't have to apologize for that one. That was... All right, well, fun watching with y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging. And I'll catch you again soon. Good night, everybody.